What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Hanley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with us. Thank y'all for tuning in for another edition of After Hours, Room 9 in the building. What's going on, friends and family? How y'all feeling today? Everybody looks rested.
Champs is here. Champs is here.
Oh, I thought you was talking about OKC.
Back to back, nigga. We're going back to back.
Thought you was talking about OKC too, right?
Oh, nigga. Nah,
Hey, Quinn, I think you might be owing me some money on that East Coast, West Coast in a little bit.
No, I'm good.
All right. Don't worry about it. I'll dock it out of your pay. What's going on, friends? What's happening?
Everything's good.
Everybody quiet.
I don't know what's going on with y'all. I'm excited to not be at work. So yay. I mean, I just got off, but still yay.
Everybody quiet. What should I expect? I don't know what to think. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do things a little bit differently. We're going to make a couple different adjustments, y'all. All right. We got a couple different adjustments to announce for this show anyways. So first adjustment is end of the show, last hour. We're going to hopefully do around 3 hours. All right. So we want to get people out of here at a reasonable time considering. But the last hour, we will be taking y'all insight. So we're going to pick between 4 people. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for the last hour. And please do not give your insight into the case or what you think or debate, whatever your point is, unless you actually know the case. We don't want you coming up here wasting somebody's time, fumbling, acting like you know what you're talking about when you are unfamiliar completely with what's going on, what we're talking about. But if you do decide that you want to come up here and give your insight, that will happen in the final hour, right? So right after hour 2 is over, that's when we're going to take some people up and see what y'all got to say. So get your camera right, get your audio right, and we're going to get it popping, all right? Second thing, why they acting like I choose somebody? I ain't saying nothing to nobody. Second thing is I am going to not do the Adam 22 conversation. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because I'm not with his clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? There's a very big sneaking suspicion that this was all a play. And that they just did this as a publicity stunt. So I don't want to give any more visibility than we already have. So I just removed it out of the title. And we're just going to go ahead and skip over that and focus 100% on this case. All right. Anybody got anything that they want to add before we start deep diving into the show?
Molly, Chris Cunningham said to tell you, shout out to the queen.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Chris Cunningham. Hey.
All right. So, chat, I did send the information to the crew via text message, group chat, about what we were going to be talking about tonight. So I won't have to do too much explaining. But we're going to mine this out a few different ways. So I want to look at it from the race perspective. I want to look at it from the case perspective. And, you know, we'll figure it out from there. So do anybody need a recap of what's going on?
Sure.
All right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to try to pull that up really quickly to just give people a recap of what's happening. And then I'll also talk about it a little bit. So let me share my screen really quickly. Oh, and I want to get it from the lawyer's perspective. That was the final one. This is what happened in the verdict itself. What's it?
Your Honor. Indictment number 2023-GS40-07440. State of South Carolina, County of Richland versus Tiege Rick Chow. We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Tiege Rick Chow, as to the charge of murder, not guilty. Fine number 302, foreperson, June the 1st, 2026. Madam Forelady, was this your verdict and the verdict of the entire jury?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Thank you. Madam Forelady and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to ask you 2 questions relating to your verdict. Please answer yes or no to each. Number 302, was this your verdict?
Yes, it was.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, it is.
Number 2, was this your verdict? 257?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 63, was this your verdict? Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 208, was this your verdict? 208. Is it still your verdict? Number 226, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 329, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 222, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 164, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 21, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 204, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 232, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 259, was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
The jury's resolved, Your Honor.
Very good. Anything else?
Oh, that was the not guilty verdict of Rick Chow. For those of you that may just be joining, I'll give y'all a quick synopsis. And if people want me to, I'll also, well, since we're going to focus 100% of the day, or 100% of the conversation on this, I'll also pull up the actual footage of what happened. Give me a second. One second. And this is a few minutes. Wait one sec. Gotcha.
Body camera and store surveillance video from the day of that shooting. We want to show you one of those moments right now.
don't got no water in my pocket, bro.
In this video, you see Cyrus wearing a red jacket, telling Rick Chow's wife he does not have any water in his pockets before picking up his backpack and walking out of the store.
And shortly after, Cyrus was chased by Rick Chow and his son, Andy, before the teenager was shot.
News 19's Kiki Gushu was in the courtroom for all of today's testimony and the moment these videos were shown to jurors.
She is joining us right now from outside the Richland County Courthouse with the latest update. Hi there, Kiki.
Some other details was that he did have a gun. He was 14 years old. He did not have any money, and he did not take any water. He didn't take any water, so he did not steal the water, even though he had went in, grabbed the water, put the water back, and then he got confronted by the mother, ran out the store. And these are just some of the clips and the quick details. Then he wound up, obviously getting about 130 yards away. There was something that happened where the gun fell out. He wound up getting killed. What are y'all initial thoughts on this whole conversation?
He ain't had no gun. He probably didn't have no gun. And no way to prove it either. There was only one witness, and you see this dude grab his gun to go chase a kid out of your store. Like once he out the store, like why you ran the length of a football field for some water? Seem a little bit deeper than that, but who knows, man? That shit was weird as fuck. I don't understand how you run that far off your premise for some water. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then you shoot a kid in the back. That don't make no sense. Like, none of this adds up. And then supposedly he was giving them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I don't know, man. This shit sounds weird. I feel like he should be in prison, though. Like,
let me give one more detail, just to
not guilty.
Just to refute that, Slimmy. The fact is this is the gun that they saying that actually fell out of his pocket that he also that he had also posted on social media. So,
okay, cool. So he had a gun. Cool. Don't change shit. It ain't illegal. It ain't illegal. It ain't illegal for him. Technically, they didn't know he had that gun. So,
the testimony in the court,
he didn't stick the place up. He didn't pull the gun out and was like, hey, I'm leaving. Like they chased them.
I'll play the testimony later of the defense lawyer that also says that according to the evidence, what the police said, what the interrogation was, and all of that, that they did say that he did technically pull a gun out and point it at somebody.
So
I'm just giving you what they said. This is not my opinion.
How does it fall? And then he's aiming a gun at somebody.
He fell. He tripped and fell.
No. They said the gun fell.
Right.
At some point, he tripped and fell while they were chasing him.
And the gun fell. And the gun fell. And the gun fell. So all of a sudden, the gun fell. And he's aiming the gun at somebody.
They didn't know that.
But in the beginning of everything, just the fact that he was being racially profiled, like if we're being honest, like he went into the store, because in a few instances, two things can be true. He went into a store with no money. He started picking up water bottles and then he put them down. He had his backpack on them. In the neighborhood that store is in, it seemed to be kind of more of a hood neighborhood. They're probably used to people of our skin tone coming in there stealing. Got that. But the way that the mother was following him around the store, she already suspected him of getting ready to do something. So when she provoked him and said probably something to the fact of he put water in his hoodie or whatever, and he's sitting there showing her that I don't have any water. So he grabs his bag and then he clearly leaves the store. At that point, I just don't understand the following him, you getting your son, you guys running after this boy outside of the store. If he started running, I don't think that was probably the smartest thing to do. But I can't say what his mindset at 14 years old was in that situation. He started running, and you guys decided to chase him down the street. Even if you thought it was for a water bottle, I just don't see the point of that. They didn't show in the beginning of that video that there was a gun that was shown or that he flashed a gun to that old lady that was approaching him. So if that was the case, I can understand him, the dad, having his gun because he probably was like, wait, this 14-year-old boy probably pointed a gun at my wife. But that was not what was said. It was stated that he had tried to steal a water bottle. So I'm just a little confused at the fact that a store owner is chasing someone out of a store all the way down the street.
Well, it was the son. The son was the one who went out the door first.
The son,
Yeah, it
the
was
dad,
a whole family. I don't know why they would all just leave while customers are in the store, but it was the
Exactly.
whole family. And my thing is, where are the parents? Where are the parents? Because from the surveillance footage, it looked like he could have possibly had some type of weapon in his hoodie when he walked into the store. I watched footage from all different types of angles, body cam footage from the police. What else was it? The 911 call. It seemed to be self-defense.
But if
He was
he's
defending
leaving the
his son.
store,
He was defending his son from him getting shot when the boy pulled the gun out and pointed it at his son. When he shot him, he told his son, call the police. He was trying to save the boy. He was trying to resuscitate the boy. You could hear it. I think it was self-defense.
I
Why
think it
is your
would be
son there?
self-defense
Why does
if
he have
he
a
would have
gun on him?
in the beginning. He should have
And he
caught this.
was stealing. He was. He
Stealing what?
probably did put
I
them,
didn't
he
see
probably put them back, but it did look like he was trying to put some waters in his hoodie.
Again, I think
If you,
he sounded as if it looked as if that's what his intentions were. If you came into a store with no money in the first place, cool. But when you leave the store and you have nothing on you, at that point, the store owner should have called the cops. If you think someone's stealing, call the cops. Why are you chasing down self-defense after you're chasing after somebody? To me, just doesn't make any sense. If he would
that's
have pulled
because
his
it's
gun
not self-defense anymore. Once you close the distance on
Exactly.
somebody, they're not a threat anymore. They're not that
Exactly.
scary that you can't close in on them. And I understand that what happened to the little boy was tragic, and I completely understand why people are hurt. When morally, I think that is probably the worst thing that you could do over product. It's not, nobody's life should be taken over a bottle of water. And legally, I think that they got the charges wrong. I think that when you have first degree murder, you have to prove every single element. If they would have went for manslaughter, they probably would have had a chance. When the prosecution had to prove every element of that offense. And when you have manslaughter there, that's saying, something totally different. That's another theory in a lesser homicide offense that you can actually prove, like, based on his actions in a totality. But morally, this takes us back because this isn't the first time that something has happened with that particular store owner. You've had multiple encounters where you are overly aggressive, overly use of force for what? You have no authority over but the protection of you and your family. You lost that chance once you stepped out of that door running after someone. Secondly, this isn't the first time when we as Black people feel some type of way, because this has happened before with an Asian store owner and an African American child. So at some point, I'm not going to look at you being Black or you being white or you being Muslim, you got a hijab on in my store or whatever. I'm going to see where your hands are and if you're a threat. And if that threat is going to present itself at the time where I need to take actions, not because I'm emotionally erratic. Because that store owner, I'm sorry, crazy. Something wrong with you. It's never that serious. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
And I understand how people don't think it was self-defense. Like if
I
you
don't think it
actually
was.
heard that what was presented in court, it seemed like it was a spur of the moment, heat of the moment. Clearly, they're saying he had the gun that was in the photo on him when it happened. And I don't know why they ran out and chased him. I wouldn't have done it, but I can understand why they thought he stole something because it was something in his pocket.
Okay.
And then I'm sorry, you have a gun pointed at my child. I don't care how old you are. What is somebody supposed to do in that situation? Let him kill his son in front of him?
Did he
Why does the
point
little
the gun
boy
to
have a
your child?
gun? Why
I
aren't
don't
the
think it
parents
ever
in
happened.
jail?
Nobody
They had
ever
to have
saw
they
it.
had the son of the store owner stayed on the call with 911 the entire time until the police got there. You could hear the father in the background saying, call the police, and trying to save the boy. I don't think he was trying to kill the boy. He was trying to defend his
Well,
son.
why didn't he stay in the store? I guess that's what I'm trying to have a heart. Like I'm trying to understand.
It's his store, it's his merchandise. If he want to
stay
chase
there
after
and
somebody
protect
he
it.
thinks stealing, I mean, I
So you
wouldn't do it,
stay
but
there and you protect it. If you want to say it's self-defense, you don't run after what you think you're in danger from. Like, you're not running after danger. If you're, you know what I mean? If you're scared and you're trying to protect your family, I can understand that. If you've seen the gun in the store and he leaves the store, I can understand you shut the door. Put it like this. I grew up in Northern California. There's a lot of Asian stores, a lot of Asian markets, all of the above, okay? There's a lot of hood neighborhoods that they like to be in and open their stores in. There's always crime. There's always something going on with their stores. What I was always taught by some of the owners of those stores, if something like that happens where you either think someone's robbing you or someone robs you, you shut the door because they're going to run out. They're not going to sit in there and stay in there. They're going to run out. You lock the door behind them and you call 911. I don't understand the point of you running after them. Even if that boy stole 20 bags of chips, why are you running after him? Why are you running after what you think is a threat? I'm not running after
why
no
is he
boy.
walking around with a gun casing the store? That boy was in that store for at least 20 minutes or longer before he even ran out.
But he didn't.
Why was he in there? He looked suspicious. He was in there far too long.
Well, just because
Where are
somebody
your
looks
parents?
suspicious don't mean that that's a crime to look a certain
When you
way.
look like you're casing an establishment that I own, I'm gonna kind of be in your business. I have the right to be. You're in my store.
But why was the old lady, as a woman and
Why
as an older woman, why are you
Why
so
does little boy have
she
a
was
gun? Are we overlooking the fact he got a
gun?
gun on him? Why does he have a gun? Why did he pull the gun out? Why did the little boy pull the gun out and put his own life in danger?
But there's
Are
no
we asking
evidence
that
that he
question?
pulled the gun out. Even the investigator that went and watched all the footage that wasn't shown in the trial said that there was no gun that he saw that was pulled out on the son. I'm with Brittany in the beginning, where I feel like he was racially profiled from the moment he walked in that door. She made him
How?
take
Everybody in that store was black.
She made him take who was black?
Everybody in that store
Okay,
who
let me
came in the
finish.
store to buy something
He
was
made
black.
her, as soon as he walked in, it was take the backpack off. She didn't even give him a second to get in there. He didn't get an attitude. He didn't get smart. He didn't do a typical YN and cuss her, call her out her name. He put the backpack down and proceeded to go look for whatever he was looking for. Cool. She followed him down every aisle. If it was me and it was one of my kids, and I would tell him, listen, if you feel like somebody's following you in the store, you feel uncomfortable, get out of there. To me, it could have been many reasons he put that water back. He could have opened up that door, saw her, that lady's shadow in the back of him watching, and like, let me get up out of here because something ain't right. He could have remembered he didn't have no money, but I don't think that's the case. It's 2026. This is our money. Just because he's 14 doesn't mean he doesn't have Tap or Apple Pay on his phone. They also said when he took off running, that stuff fell out of his pocket. How do we not know the money did not fall out of his pocket as he was running? No,
because they found 2 phones. They didn't find any money on them.
Saw him pull the gun out. Like, and then he left the store so calm. Like, I feel like if I was in there doing something and they were, whatever to me, I would have hurried up and got out of there. He took his time until, he hit the corner, and then here they come. And then my question is, where did the store owner did he have the gun on him the whole time? That's my
right, because I didn't see him pick it up.
I didn't see him go behind the counter and get the gun. I saw the son staring him down the whole time. Did he have the gun is my question. Like, because he's the one that took off running before the dad did. The mom came, said something in her language. He took off running, the son did, and then the daddy did. Do y'all, to me, I don't know. I really think the son may have had something to do with it. He probably could have
I've owned restaurants and stores, and I've worked them, and I stay strapped the whole time. I don't have to get a gun because I got one on me.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But
every owner I know has a gun.
He was far behind before the son ran out. The son ran out first, right? Then he said he didn't see a gun. I listened to his testimony, a whole almost 2 hours of him sitting up there talking to him.
The son said he saw a gun. He pointed it at him.
He said
described what the gun looked like.
That's when
Well, what else is he gonna say?
He described what the gun looked like when he pointed it at him.
Are we just completely ignoring the fact that a 14-year-old had a gun?
We're not ignoring the
No,
fact that doesn't
but
give him
nobody-
the right
No.
to say it.
And the reason that I'm saying this is because if y'all want to go in reverse, right? Because y'all not focusing even on the final conclusion of what happened and the gun coming out, none of that. Y'all go back and say, well, they should have never chased him. Well, we can keep on going back all the way to the point to where we can say, why are you 14 years old and having a gun? Why is it that the store owners have called the police over 200 times from different people, taking stuff, robbing them, doing all kind of stuff, and the police never showing up, or the police always showing up in the aftermath? Why are we only putting the onus on the person that defended their property, defended their stuff, and we're not putting any onus or responsibility on the parents, on the 14-year-old, on the person having a gun, and the people that continue to tear up their store on a regular basis? Why is it that we in our culture and in our communities are the only ones whose stores be fucked up all the time?
I think that this is bigger than culture, Anton. I think that this has to do, once all of those elements of him having a gun, him being young, and I'm with you all day, but that goes out the window when you have sanctity of human life in your hands. As an owner, you have to understand risk management. As a person, you have to understand risk management. I'm not just going to be trigger happy, and I'm not going to place someone under a box. I could be reasonably suspicious. Yes, I can be. You have that right. That is your property.
I got a right to defend. If you take a piece of bubble gum out of my store,
but he did.
You don't get no. The death was not premeditated, so it ain't about this. No. Hold on. Let's back up. Let's back up. Let's back up.
The emotions overruled him.
It doesn't.
Over water.
The death is not premeditated.
It wasn't over water.
The death is not premeditated. It was a reaction after all of the things happened and they found out, and the gun came. Once the gun comes out, you can't start talking to me about the sanctity of human life, because I see a motherfucker that got a gun. Everything beyond that is a completely different conversation. This is
look at the facts. They didn't say that they saw the gun.
This is segmented. You can't tell me that I can't defend my shit. You can't tell me that. I don't care if it's for $1. Y'all can't put a value on what I'm defending from my store.
But he didn't take anything.
But he didn't pull the gun out in the store. They didn't see the gun until he was
Y'all missing what I'm saying. Y'all missing what I'm saying. I think that it's separate issues that plays out in this. The suspicion of you stealing is completely separate from our interaction and your gun falling out of your hoodie. Bro, if I trip over, if me and you get into an argument, a basic argument, and I'm thinking it's gonna be fisticuffs, and a gun pop out, I might kill you, nigga. I didn't mean to kill you. I wasn't looking to kill you. And once I seen the gun pop out or you pull out, you dead.
You're arguing something totally different.
What I'm saying is, I don't care about what happened before that. Once I see you pull out for any motherfucking reason, I'm gonna pull out. It's up.
Why are you chasing him if you
I'm talking.
Hold on, wait. All right, so let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question.
Why are you chasing him?
Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. Once they out there, right? They wherever they are, who fall, trip, fall, or whatever. How would y'all have suggested? Because they defending their store, they think he stole something, whatever, right? Right, wrong, cool. They out there. The tussle, fumble, gun come out, all of that. How would you have? Give me a suggestion of how you think that Mr. Chow and son should have handled it once the gun came out.
Based on what you're saying, or based on what I think happened?
No, the gun pops out. How should Mr. Chow and son react?
Who want to answer? Because I mean, okay, once the gun comes out, everything changes. But up until that moment,
no. I'm not talking about up until that moment. Y'all could talk about up until that moment till y'all blue in the face after this question. When the gun pops out, How should Mr. Chow and son handle it?
I
The
can't
gun
answer that
wouldn't
because
have
I
pop-
don't
the
think the
gun
gun
popped
popped
out.
out.
Once the gun comes out, what would y'all suggest that they
How
do?
do they know that?
I don't think that happened. I can't even answer
If the
that.
gun came out,
You know why y'all
found out
can't
by
answer
chasing
it?
somebody.
You know why? You know why? Nobody
I'll
up
answer
here.
If the gun pops out, you made the
I
decision
don't
to run out
don't
of
say
your
nobody. I don't
property.
want to be like the rest of these people and
I don't
overtalk
think
one
that it's fair
another.
to dismiss
I'm
what happened
waiting
right
on my
before
time to
that.
talk.
I just don't. I don't see how you can dismiss.
Y'all know how to answer it. None of you are going to answer it because you don't want to dismiss your own argument of the fact that he shouldn't be guilty.
No, I want to finish. I want to put my whole statement out there because we don't know what I'm going to say.
I'm gonna let y'all cook up and do your thing. I'll come in after about 45 minutes in an hour. And
once a gun pops out, yes, that is we're not going to act like we don't know if a gun is seen and it falls out of somebody's whatever, that we're not going to say that you're not going to feel threatened in that moment. Of course, but we can't dismiss what happened right before that. The boy fell. Like anything could have fell out of his pocket, a phone, a hat, anything. So we're not going to dismiss what happened right before that, in my opinion. Yes, of course, you're being chased. He fell. But why are you being chased? That is the question. Why am I being chased down the block?
Why are you walking in stores with a pistol in your pocket at 14?
Molly, I 100%
Y'all are
agree
making
with you
excuses. This is
No.
the problem.
It's not an excuse.
This is
I
the
can
problem.
say-
Nobody
Oh, don't
is
chase him out the
absolving none of
store.
those things.
Why is he in the store? Why is he there?
Why
This is why these parents be out of control and their children be out of control.
Their kid was, first of all,
Lack
in a
of
store with a
accountability.
gun.
If
On
y'all
social
gonna
media,
be
I
gun
don't agree with
owners,
none of that.
if you're gonna be trigger happy, we need to evaluate your gun ownership because a gun comes with a lot of responsibility. You can't just
The
be out
boy
here
took a picture with a
shooting at
gun,
everything.
Lex. Why are
It
y'all
doesn't matter
attributing
what
wealth?
he did. It's what matter, y'all. It doesn't matter
They
what he
described the
did.
exact
What
same gun
he's
he had in the
doing now in
picture.
my
Are y'all
vicinity
not
protecting
because
people
it fell
around me.
out.
What y'all keep
Why
trying to
was it
do
there?
is what y'all keep trying to do
That's not
is
the point.
merge
Why was the
everything
gun
all
there?
into one to
Why did they chase him? I mean, if we're
opinion.
going with the whys,
No.
why did they chase him?
Because if we're gonna go with his picture, we can
Because
go with the Asian store
they thought he
owner's
had something in his
history.
pocket and
We can
he
go with
did.
we can go with the Asian owner's
But they
prior
didn't see a
history if we're
gun.
gonna go to his picture.
They saw when he pulled the gun
Two
out
things could be
on his
true at
son.
once.
He pulled it out.
Okay, so let me tell you what I believe,
He
what
pointed
I
it at
think,
his son.
based
When
on the
he
things
was-
that I saw and the evidence
Allegedly.
I listened to, that's not what I came up with. So one, going in the store with no money means absolutely nothing. I've done it. I've gone in the
Yes, it
store,
does.
realized that no, it doesn't, because I've gone in
window
the
shop.
store and not had any money and didn't realize it till I was in the store. So what I do, put the stuff back. This boy didn't have one bottle of water; he had 4, and he put 4 bottles of water back. If he was walking around with 4 bottles of water in his hoodie, you would have seen it. First of all, he walked in as soon as she said, "Put your backpack down," he did. He's been compliant this whole time. He picks up his 4, he puts his 4 back. He's walking out. They question him. He stops. He's not shooing them off. He's not cussing them out. He's like, "I don't have water. I don't have anything." He turns around, calmly walks out. Why does he run? Because 3 people are chasing him. What else is he supposed to do? Fight or flight. He's flighting. Which is what do you tell your kid to do? If he had stood there and gotten beat up, you'd have been like, well, why didn't he run? If he had stood there and been shot, well, why didn't he run? His gun,
he got a
should he have
gun.
had it? No. But they didn't know he had it when they were running after him.
He wouldn't be dead if he didn't have a gun.
The witness who was sitting there said he never pulled the gun. She said he tripped over the curb, he was getting up, and the fact is he got shot in the back. So how was he pointing a gun at this man's son when he got shot in the back? How does that happen?
Which witness?
The girl who was sitting in the car with her mom, they were pulling into the store and stopped because they ran in front of them. She saw the whole thing. Again, how did he get shot in the back if he's pointing a gun at this man's son?
Because if he would have got a shot and while he was turning and pointing the gun, he would have got shot in the armpit, the rib, the hip.
He asked him to put the gun down several times.
And the older lady said that
says
she seen blood, and Mr. Chow, whatever his name is, he flipped the boy over and he could see that he was shot in his back. He was not shot anywhere but in his back. That's what the older lady's testimony said.
Okay. How he got shot in his back, I don't know, but he never would have gotten shot if he did not have a gun and he did not pull a gun out.
I have to
Furthermore,
say,
if you're running after me
Like,
and I have a gun and
and
you
I
pull a
can
gun on me, I'm
understand
going to shoot
why
you
they thought he
first.
stole
Why didn't
something.
he shoot
His
first if he had
pocket
a
was
gun?
heavy and full of stuff, which
Why didn't he
included
shoot
a
first if he's
gun.
pointing a gun and they're pointing a gun at him? Why would he just stand there?
The boy
And
is
again,
14. I
how
don't
did
think
he
he
get
would know
shot
how to
in
be
the
a
back?
professional shooter. Why do
How
he
did
have
he
a
get shot
gun?
in the back? The only
Maybe
way
when
to
he
get
was
shot
pointing the
in the
gun
back
at the
is to have
son,
your
that's
back
how the
turned.
father reacted. I wasn't there, but I don't even know how they could have even made the story up when the father told the son to call the police as it was happening, and he stayed on the phone with the police the entire time. You see the body cam footage, like.
Didn't they only
If
find
the
one set
man,
of shell
if the
cases
man
on the
was
scene?
Molly,
guilty,
bullets
the
don't turn
jury would have
corners.
found
They
him
didn't go
guilty. Do y'all
around
understand
him
that?
and hit him in the back because he was
If he
facing
was,
forward.
if
They
he
could
was, if it
only
was
hit him in the back
malicious,
if his back is to them. That's just logic.
they did not find him guilty though. And where was this
But
outrage
there's
2
a
to 3
Because they
reason
years
got
why
ago
the
when
they
it
wrong
didn't find
happened?
him
charge.
The
They
guilty
should
black
have
and why
had
they
community
to.
never
didn't.
said
Hold on.
nothing
They should
about
have
this
tried for
case 2 to
manslaughter.
3 years
The
ago when
reason
this
why,
happened. It's always
no,
when
that's not how
somebody makes
trials
the
work.
news and
That's not how
what do
trials
you say?
work. They
I'm
take
pretty sure people
years.
this aired on the news 2 to 3 years ago. Black
But
people did not
trials
care
sometimes take
until
years.
now. It's selection. Yeah,
Let
clearly.
me
So
let
where
me
was the
also add in. Let me add in
outrage?
some details. The jury was made up of 5 black people, 2 white men, 3 black men, 2 black women, 3 white women, 2 white men, and then 2 others.
I don't even
They
think that
and they
matters.
all
I
said
think
he was
that
not guilty. Every
Here's the
single
thing
last
about
one
the
they
of
Yeah,
got
them.
the
verdict.
for
wrong
murder.
charge.
If it would have been
So the
manslaughter,
verdict
usually when you have a
wasn't
If it would have
trial,
been
they
wrong.
do
exactly,
murder and then you have a lesser charge. If the jury cannot find
exactly.
them guilty of murder, you go down to the second charge.
Well, I
They
believe
didn't
he
do
was
that. They didn't even
acquitted.
have the option
Well, he
in
was
that case.
acquitted because of the word malice. Because to prove murder in South
Exactly.
Carolina, there had to be malice.
Malice.
They couldn't prove malice because what his defense said and did was put reasonable doubt in their minds that he could have pulled a gun and shot this boy because he was defending his own son. And that reasonable doubt is what got him off. Had the prosecution done their job effectively and put involuntary manslaughter or voluntary manslaughter, any kind of manslaughter on the docket, then he would have been convicted. But because they chose murder and murder only and had to prove malice, he got off.
Yep.
Nah, he got off because he wasn't wrong.
He was not. I don't think he was wrong. I don't.
Morally, yes,
From
he
what I've
was.
listened to, from
He
what
was.
I've
I agree.
seen.
I think if there was no gun to have been found and you just shot him in the back, then I think that's a whole different thing than someone pointed a gun at me and there was a fucking gun and I shot you in your back.
Thank you, Quentin.
Also, this whole premise that self-defense doesn't apply. I think there's a difference between self-defense and stand your ground.
There's a defense
So I don't think that this was that.
So it was a
good
fact.
job, store owner. It was his property. He was protected his property.
So was it
Do
a
better.
fact
Don't
that the
bring.
boy pointed the gun at them, or was that just what was being said?
Per the
That's what was being
investigation, he
said.
pointed the gun at them. The son described the gun.
That's for the jury
He
to
said, she
decide.
said.
That was there. And
It was he said, she said.
Not that there
and
was
it
a
was
gun there.
supposedly the exact same gun that was in the picture that
No, that's
Anton just
fine. There was a
showed.
gun there.
So if he's saying this guy put a gun on me, telling the police, describing what the gun looked like, the boy's taking a picture
It's
with the
easy
exact
to
same
describe a
gun with the
gun when you got somebody
flashlight.
flipped over.
I would think
It's
that they
easy to
said
point a
their
gun
So
when
if
lives.
you
he
flipping
didn't have
somebody
the
over trying to
gun,
resuscitate
it would
them.
not
You
have
can
been the
see
same gun
everything.
in the
It's
picture.
easy for me standing
That's
up
not
here
Why
and
does a
saying
necessarily
that's
true.
exactly
14-year-old
what
He had it and
happened.
child
he dropped it out
have
and they pushed
a
it to the side. They
gun?
saw it.
Moderator, get control of your panel.
I don't have to do that. This is good
Nobody can answer the
conversation.
question
I like it.
as to why are the parents not
I
being
can't
held
understand what nobody's
accountable?
saying.
They're
I
responsible for
can.
their son being dead, in my
And
opinion.
here's the skinny of it for me. If a 14-year-old don't have a gun, he's still alive today. If a 14-year-old does not, no, and this is what in my opinion, this is exactly what's wrong with the culture. is because instead of putting ourselves in a better position to not only be alive, but to thrive, we make excuses of why it's okay for us to do the most fuck shit. And then we'll pick a issue. Motherfuckers is dying every single day in the streets, killing each other. The only time that we pop out is because it's an Asian man. If a black man had owned the store, this wouldn't even be a conversation. If a black man, because everybody keep talking about profiling and shit, if a black man had owned this store the same way that black people kill black people every single fucking day, black people kill cops and they don't even give this type of visibility. But because it was an Asian man, and I already predicted that this dumb shit was going to happen, I said it. I said it on the Millionaire Morning Show. I have the exact timestamp of when I said it and the day that I said it. I said leading up into the 2026 election. I said it on this panel. I said leading up into the 2026 midterm elections, right after the primary, you're going to see some race shit pop out, and it's going to be conveniently anybody other than black. I literally predicted this shit that was going to happen right after the primaries in 2026 leading up to the election. I said it. It happens every single election. Every single election, we pick some dumb shit to stand behind so that we can get distracted from the shit that really matter, because we cannot hold ourselves accountable for our kids walking around with guns at 14 years old. This is so. This is normal. This is normal for YNs to walk around with pistols. Every team takeover, they arrest a bunch of people and it's a bunch of young kids that got guns, and we don't trip about it. We don't say shit. We don't have no conversations. Every time I even bring up a team takeover on this panel, everybody is whisper quiet. I stop even having those conversations. But now that it's a fucking Asian owner that tried to defend his fucking property and you got a pistol, now we got to justify it and send this nigga to jail for life because we can't get ourselves together. I'm not going for this shit. I'm not going for it. Because we got different energy when it ain't an Asian owner, but when we talk about this shit all the time, we need to have a heavy hand, send motherfuckers to jail, change the laws. Everybody all of a sudden become conservative and Republican. But then when some shit actually pop off and the nigga said, nah, we not having that shit no more, all of a sudden we turn back liberal and pro-black again. This is some bullshit.
No, I don't know none of that happened. During the team takeover, I think Wexler said send them to the military.
You're trying to make a cultural argument, but I'm talking about a gun ownership argument and a responsibility that you do have when it comes to people's lives. Period.
Bullshit, Lex. Lex, you the hardest one on the shit.
Okay, I get you.
Hold on. Lex is the hardest one on the YNs and getting aggressive and doing all of the real shit and defending ourselves and the Second Amendment and all of this shit. Lex is the biggest, heaviest hand on the panel, and when some shit finally happened, all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Let's be more responsible with 14-year-olds carrying guns.
Because I don't think that objective
have had a gun. I think you
whether
guys are
people care about the details enough has no bearing on whether the shooting was just. Two things could be true at once. We have a community that wants to have serious problems with violence, and they have selective outrage. But this is not one of them. I think that this is coming from both sides trying to, like when you get into a car accident, now you got lawyers and people calling your phone, like, because they're pulling reports. People try to weaponize situations like this for reasons like you want to have a cultural argument. Then it's people over here trying to have a Black Lives Matter argument. Why can't it just be calling people out on their crap? Because now this is stirring a controversy where you got Asian people saying you can't live without us, Black people. So be outraged, basically all you want. Then you have people. Where's the justice to just say, you know what, I mourn and I sympathize with this family because this is actually went kind of wrong.
Because the reason why you're wrong,
we cannot say that he wouldn't have still been shot.
No. Lex. The very first thing that was said after we came off, because you're saying why can't we just call people on their crap? The first thing that we leapfrog off of is Brittany saying that he was being profiled. He was being racially profiled. So
I can't answer.
Hold on. No. Stop. You
and
can't
I'm not even saying that was a bad thing, though.
Wait. You can't say that we're not just calling people on their crap when the foundation of the argument that you're building was based off of being racially profiled.
But he was.
It doesn't make sense because you put us at a disadvantage because you throw race into it before we even have a conversation about what's right and wrong. No. Because now, and this is exactly why I said that it was going to be a race-based conversation, and it only matters because it's an Asian man. Because now, before we even respond to right or wrong, we're focusing on the race aspect of it. If we just wanted to focus on what Lex is talking about, then Lex would have a leg to stand on. But that's not the conversation that y'all led off with.
That's what Lex is saying. I said that, and I said that because I also stated that the neighborhood that store is in is more in a hood area. So most of the people going in there are going to be Black. So when I said they racially profiled him, it's because he had a backpack on, and they told him to put his backpack down.
That's not racially profiling.
That's not racially profiling.
That's not racially
profiling. A lot of places
profiling.
do that.
That's not racially profiling.
I wasn't finished.
If they cared so much about the merchandise and all of that in their store, they wouldn't have left that man standing at the register by himself, where he could have taken the register in itself, all the stuff in the store. All three of them ran out, but y'all concerned that he might have taken
their business. That's literally the whole family.
You leave somebody in here unattended to do any and everything they want to do.
How you gonna tell me how it is that I need to care about my shit?
I'm telling you,
if I leave my car unlocked, if I leave my car unlocked, I don't give you the right to go in there.
You care so much that you left somebody in here unattended to do any and
now we getting into the feeling aspect of it. If we gonna deal with the reality of what was presented in the trial, then we can do that. But you can't tell me how to feel about my shit. Don't tell me whether or not I care, how much I care, or if I care so much. It don't matter if I don't care about none of it. Don't touch my shit.
If we're talking about the reality of what was presented in the trial, one, he didn't steal. Two, that witness said forensics said he was shot in the back. The witness said she saw him.
And three, he had a gun
in the back. And it fell
out. He had a gun.
His cell phone.
Throw that in there.
Saw the gun, and they were able to describe
I notice how y'all conveniently leave the most important detail out of it. Because every single time y'all try to argue because y'all want to make it out to seem like
because
not
he
innocent.
wasn't using it.
I'm not saying he's innocent, not innocent, but what I'm saying is his life.
You fuck around and found out because you thought that having a gun and carrying around a gun was cool. But guess what? Guess what? The only people that need to be held accountable is the motherfucking parents. That's the only people that need to be held accountable in this conversation is the ones that's gonna probably benefit off of his death with a fucking GoFundMe. That's the only people. Because if your kid wasn't walking around with a fucking pistol at 14 years old, he would still be alive. If your kid wasn't posing with the pistol and embracing his toxic fucking culture and saying that this is cool, he would still be fucking alive.
But that's what we're assuming.
Nigga walking around with a Chucky shirt on and a goddamn pistol.
So if you touch my car and you got a gun, I have every right.
I think that was their excuse after shooting at him. I think they lied and said that he pointed the gun because he wanted to justify himself for shooting that little boy in his back. I don't care what nobody say. I think he lied and said that the boy pulled the gun. How are you pulling out a gun while you're trying to flee? Because if he wanted to pull the gun out, he would have pulled the gun out before he even left the store. He would have pulled the gun out when he first took off. They're saying
that he have time to lie.
He stopped running
because they called the police and they turned his body over before the police even got there.
He was shot in his back, though. Why are we not talking about that?
How would they have time to lie?
Getting shot in your back doesn't matter when you have a fucking gun. You can fucking run and shoot behind you. What the fuck does getting shot in your back have to do with anything?
Because when did they see the gun, Quentin?
Well, first we said
when would they have time
They said he had one and he had one. So why does it matter when they saw the fucking gun? They said it was a gun. There was a gun. So when does it matter? It wasn't a lie. They said they saw a gun. There was a fucking gun. Why do you keep saying that? Why do you keep saying that?
Because why would somebody?
Why do you keep saying that?
They would have to see the gun. What do you mean? Why am I asking?
Okay, Brittany, can you answer this?
There was a fucking gun. So why does it matter when they saw it?
Because why would they shoot him in the back if they didn't see a gun? That would be self-defense if they saw the gun, right? What do you mean? Why am I asking that? It
not
makes
self-defense.
sense.
Stop using words you don't know what they mean.
That would make sense. But you're not answering the question, though.
Why is he pointing a gun at somebody? Why? Nobody's answering the question as to why was he pointing the gun?
Because
And then
he
how
wasn't.
are they
Who
going to
said
have
he
time to
was?
lie when the boy gets shot? The dad
you
says,
don't know
call the
that. That was
police, call the police.
no one
He
knows
called the
that.
police and they're
That's
on the
not
phone the
true.
entire time
But
until the
he could
police
have
came.
lied.
That
How
doesn't
could
mean
but that was a
anything.
part of the
I think
defense.
he
If you
lied.
heard the arguments, that was a part of the defense. It
I think
made
he lied.
you
Okay, but
understood
did you see
how
how the
they were
son sat up
not
there
lying. And I'm
on the
happy
stand
he
and
hired a
lied
black
several
defense
times?
attorney. I'm very happy he hired a black defense attorney to help it make
That's
sense
why he did
because
it.
the boy was wrong, the parents were wrong. Okay,
They were wrong.
emotional
I agree with
thinking
that. They were
maybe
wrong.
don't run after somebody, but y'all can't tell somebody a owner how to handle their stuff or somebody in their establishment. Y'all just can't.
But what stuff
If
he
he
didn't
was
take
wrong
it?
In
and
their
if it was
establishment, not
malicious,
outside.
he would be in
I don't
jail.
know.
Nothing about any of
He
it
was in
that was
jail.
presented in court that was made public seemed like it was malicious. It seemed like he was trying to de-escalate the situation from the boy pointing the gun at his
Who?
son, and
Who
he
said
wouldn't
he
do it. He got shot. The
Mm-mm.
dad tried to resuscitate him, tried to have help. He called for help and everything. So it doesn't seem malicious.
Do you
It
know
just
that
seemed
this
like he was
dad has
trying to
shot
protect.
3 people?
Yeah,
Did you know
I
Y'all
that?
don't.
y'all want to keep black people the ones keep going in these stores.
No,
Don't
I
be mad
agree.
at
But
how
No,
they're
he's
running their
aware that
stores.
it's okay
Build
to
your
shoot
own
people
stores
and
in your
he's
own
gonna get off.
community. Y'all let the Asians, the Indians, the
I agree
Arabs,
with that. I think
everybody
you need to
plant
stop
stuff
shopping in their
everywhere
stores.
in the hood, and then y'all want to call them racist when y'all go and spend y'all money in there or go
That's
into
not what
their
we're talking about.
establishment
A
and then get
14
mad because
a
they're
14-year-old carrying a gun
I
is
have
wrong.
seen Arabs own
Facts.
liquor stores, and you know what? They're strapped up.
No,
And not with no handguns
should
either.
be.
They're strapped
Chasing
up.
somebody
So go
over
ahead and try to steal something from somebody that's strapped up.
chasing somebody over
Your son
suspected
should have been
theft.
home.
Yeah,
Be
that's
better
But that's not the
parents. They be letting their
conversation.
bad
kids run
parenting is
amok.
wrong,
The
sure.
conversation.
Crime in the
We're not talking
community,
about that
wrong,
because I agree
sure.
with
But
that.
none of
That's
these
not the
But
answer the
y'all
same
never get
question.
mad when it's black on black.
I've gotten
Was
that
it a
Nobody
plenty of
in the
justified
times.
black
event at the
Every time we
community
moment?
talk about
ever
everything else,
argues when
I
it's
So
a
you're
never.
black on
basically
black.
saying
I've
that you could
always
kill
agreed
people.
That's
with
not true
Possession is
either.
enough.
We've had
That's what y'all
these
basically saying.
Yes,
conversations
you
about
can.
Possession
these
is
teen
enough to kill
takeovers. We
people.
weren't
If
happy about
your
that.
son points a gun at my son and I'm there and I'm armed, I'm killing your son dead.
Keyword if.
Believe it.
We don't know
We're
if
talking
he
Believe
about
it.
did that
possession.
I
though.
don't
We're
care if
literally
he's
saying that it's
14. Why
justifiable to
he have a
kill
I
gun?
somebody
agree with
Do
over
that.
y'all know how
stuff.
many people die and get shot from children with guns?
Molly,
Look at the
that makes
This
statistics.
sense.
has nothing to do with the
Do
Y'all
you know
age.
how many
so
people
no,
get
no, no. It
shot and
doesn't
attacked
matter
by
that he was a
people when they
kid.
didn't have a gun?
Don't matter he was a kid. He should have
It
been at
matters about
home.
this being
He
this
shouldn't have been
case.
strapped up in nobody's store. That's
I
it.
agree. Those things I can agree with. But again, I'm not going to
Y'all
sit there
can't get
and
mad that
say
he got
that
chased
he couldn't
down.
have
I
done it.
don't.
He
This
shouldn't
ain't
have
got
been there.
nothing to
And he
do
was.
with somebody taking
You have
somebody's
That's
no
not
life.
money.
right.
Why
Why
I
you
you in
even
there
walked
for
to
left
the
so
your
corner
long?
store?
store
You care
many
about your store
times.
so much, but you left it.
Yeah.
Make
Huh?
it make
I don't
sense.
think that he should have got shot in his back. And I can't sit there and say for a fact that
That
boy
boy was
doesn't
gonna
have a
shoot
gun. I think they
somebody with
lost
that gun. He was
it.
taking pictures with.
Running
Y'all
away
better
We'll
from the
never
believe
know,
it.
store.
will we?
Y'all better believe it. Why would he have the
Running
gun? He
away
would have
from the
shot
store.
somebody. Them Asian people probably did the world a favor. It was another little hoodlum with a gun with parents who ain't watching them.
That's a
Y'all
lot to
gotta. It
say
is
for
what
some
it
when you
is.
don't know
Natural
somebody.
selection.
I'm
Oh
not gonna
well.
go up on his
Do a better
character.
job at
You just
parenting.
changed the
Do a better
facts.
job at
That's
parenting.
not a justifiable
Be a better
shooting,
parent.
period. You ran
Yes, it
outside
is.
of what you tried
Yes,
to
it is.
protect. To
I don't agree
you.
with YN.
And that's the
I never
problem.
Your
agree with YN.
14-year-old
I'm not
point a gun at
agreeing.
my child is on and popping.
But if he
That's
did
a
it,
big
and
old
that's what
if.
I'm having
And
a
we're
hard time
saying
Y'all
that
keep
the
saying.
saying he
witnesses
pointed
said
a
Oh,
he
it's
gun
not a
didn't
big
and
do
old
that
it.
wasn't
if.
what was said in court. Y'all keep
I
trying
don't
to
Stop
agree
going
fix
to
with that.
people's
something to
establishments knowing that they're
justify an
strapped.
emotional man that pointed a gun and has a history of losing his stuff over property. You didn't protect what you wanted or said that you were protecting, and you ran out of your vicinity to go and take someone's life. You used excessive force. Ain't nobody saying you shouldn't protect your store. It's how you did it, and you a goofy for that.
Nah,
You're
you're
morally
I
not.
No,
don't
his
think he
wrong.
parents
should have
are
protected
goofy, and
Period.
y'all are
his
goofy for
So
property.
y'all
overlooking the
could go
fact that
ahead
his
I don't
You're
and
not
think
gonna
parents
tell
It
me.
was
focus on
his
none
Okay.
of that.
are
property,
letting a
If that's
whether
the
hood rat
inside or
perspective,
son
outside. It was his
walk around with
property.
a gun. gun.
it's
Nah.
And
justifiable
take
to
pictures
kill
with the gun
somebody.
and post it. How the parents
Y'all
don't know
gotta
this
have
boy
some
is taking pictures with
responsibility on y'all gun
pistols?
control. That's
No,
Let
what.
me ask you this, and
Black
this is just
parents,
y'all
because I'm
y'all tend to
curious.
be bad parents. Black
If
Learn
it
how to
folks
was
do that
tend to be
me,
course.
bad parents. Y'all
Practice
kids be
dry
out of
firing.
control. They tear up
Something.
their community. I
okay,
don't
but
know
that's
why
Get
you
not
y'all
what
do it.
in
The
happened
motion.
in
racist
this
shit.
That's
You
case.
I'm
put
here.
up shop.
That's not the argument.
That's
Though.
not
If
what
some,
I'm
happened.
if
all
some,
for fighting
if
somebody.
His hair
if
wasn't combed.
somebody,
That's bad
if you
parenting.
left your windows down, Lex,
and somebody took your PS5 out of it, you'd be chasing them the fuck down.
I
You'd
swear.
You would be. Wait, would you
With
chase
your
them
gun.
down? Would you chase them down?
No.
You would let them run off with your PS5?
I'm not finna chase somebody over no property, Anton. Not even a PS5, and you're trying to make it seem like because
No,
that's
I'm
a value
asking
to me.
because I don't believe you.
No.
I believe everybody reasonable. If they think that somebody took their shit, they will be on their head top.
You have to look at something. We're talking about with this case. If that's the case, I'll be armed. I'm not chasing nobody when I know I got a gun. That's a bigger responsibility than me having more money in my bank account to get another PS5. I'll catch you another day.
I don't believe that shit.
Y'all keep trying to
I believe
justify
that
me
everybody. Matter of fact,
I'm a gun
I
owner.
think that
I can't operate like that.
we all
That's
gun
what
owners.
you just gonna believe, regardless of what you say. Why you ask?
I got the
People are
go
piss poor gun owners, and that's fine, but I'm
not.
not.
Yeah, like his parents.
We
You don't even
agree
know if
that
they parents
he
gun
and his
owners. That didn't even make
parents were
sense.
definitely
Well,
wrong.
he had a gun, so the parents had
That's
one by
not the
proxy.
argument. I'm not arguing about the parent because I agree to that. I'm not arguing that a 14-year-old shouldn't have a gun because I 100% agree with that. That was really stupid on his part. And if I had a son, he would have got his tail whooped because why do you have a gun on you in
You
general?
ain't whooping no 14-year-old tail.
Y'all ain't whooping him. He's taking pictures with it. He
Okay,
ain't
maybe
scared
not
of
a
y'all.
whooping.
Y'all ain't doing nothing.
He
Y'all
on
let him walk in the
Snap.
store and
They
get
already
gun.
lost control. This nigga's posing with it on social media. What are you talking
My
about?
point is, my 14-year-old would not be outside with a gun, period. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. My 14-year-old would not be outside with no gun. Because as a parent, I would make sure that that's not how he's raised. But at the end of the day, my only issue is I don't believe that that boy stopped running as he was fleeing the store to turn around and point a gun at nobody. That is my argument. Him having a gun was horrible. The parents dropped the ball. I agree to all that. I never said that I didn't agree to that. But to me, being chased as a 14-year-old and you're trying to flee because you're probably feeling like you're scared because why are these people chasing after you when you know you don't have nothing on you from their store? I don't think he just stopped and pointed the gun at them. I don't care what y'all say.
Nah, I don't feel like you ain't scared of it. You got a pistol on you and all of a sudden you scared. What you scared
Pictures
of?
with your
Scared and
pistol.
he had a pistol. Why didn't he
Hold on. What you scared of?
Because he's not hard like he tries to act like he is. That's what he's afraid. He ain't
Out
no
of here.
tough dude.
So now we gotta evaluate whether or not you feel hard
He
or
looked
not.
like he was trying to flex for the camera like he's hard and he was not hard and he found out. But at the end of the day, that's why he ran. If he was so hard, Anton, I think he would have stood in that store with that, pulled that gun out on that old lady for approaching.
Or he would have shot him if he actually pulled the gun out on the son.
Let me tell you why I thought he. Well, let me tell you why I think he ran.
Say that. I don't agree
Real
with that.
talk. No. Let's evaluate the whole thing. You know why he ran?
Because he was chasing and they were following him. He walked out.
No.
Because he had a gun.
The reason why he ran was because he had a gun.
But
I
why
think so
would
too.
Okay, so that don't even make sense.
But
though.
y'all make it
Think about because you're emotional.
It don't make sense to have a gun,
Let me explain it to you.
Why didn't he shoot them?
Let me explain it to you. Because they had already suspected that he stole, and they suspected that what he had in his whatever he had was what he stole, and so they was determined to get their stuff back. They thought that he stole something. He didn't steal something, but what he had was much worse, was a gun. Now, if hold on. Now, if for whatever reason they was to be able to find out what he got, he going to jail. All right. He's going to this.
Just ran.
If for whatever they find, if they was that's what he did because he was scared because he wasn't supposed to have a gun. So
you're saying that he ran because he had a gun, but then he showed the gun that he was running to keep the people from knowing that he had.
No, I could tell you what I'm saying. You don't have to put the words in my mouth.
I'm asking.
What I'm saying is he was in a catch-22 to where he was damned if he do and he was damned if he didn't because he had a gun. And because he was in there and they suspected he was stealing it, if they would have found out what was in his pouch, he would have went to jail because they would have called the police on him. Otherwise, the only other option in his mind, because they wasn't letting it go and they did think he stole, was to get the hell up out of there because he had a pistol. Either way, if the police would have came, he was going to be in trouble and he needed to get away because he had a pistol. The whole premise of this conversation is that if your son does not have a gun at 14 years old, we not having this conversation.
But do you think that kind of makes sense, Anton, to say that let's say you're right? Because we really don't know. Let's say you're right, and let's say that he was scared because he knew he had a gun and he can go to jail. So he darted up out of there, right? So then why would he stop, point the gun, knowing that he could still go to jail for shooting at somebody?
That's not what the police report said.
And they didn't know
He
the
had
boy.
fallen.
They said he he didn't stop. He got caught up too because he had failed.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
so the
not
gun
what it
out of
said.
one
It
of his
said he
shoes.
stopped and turned around.
So the gun may have came out when he fell. Cool, right? So when did he get up and point the gun? Nobody ever said he got up and pointed the gun at them. I think if he got up,
Do you want me to play with
the son who called the police?
Do you want me to? You want me to go back and play with the defense attorney said?
Can we also play with
the story that they corroborated? With the defense attorney said the story that they corroborated was because the police and the prosecuting attorney was doing it the wrong way, and they was trying to get him to say a certain thing, that they was coaching him into the conversations and the answers and all of it. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I showed it during the Millionaire Morning Show today with the defense attorney said, and
so
that's when
the law not credible in the case.
Y'all want me to play it?
Justice
yes. Play it, but can we also play what the
it.
witness said, who was there watching the whole thing? Can we play that too?
I want to hear that.
Well, the defense attorney said that the witness was stuttering and lying, and what they told the police is not what they said on the
son was
stand.
stuttering and lying. He got caught up several times, where the attorney had to go back and say, "Is this what you said? No, you saying it's not what you said. Oh, but let me play it and show you that this is literally exactly what you said." And he did that several times. So you want to talk about somebody lying? That son sat up on that stand and lied many times.
It happened 2 to 3 years ago. How fresh is his brain going to be with every detail?
But
it's
happening for not having a consistent story. But we're not going to jump on the son for not having.
The son didn't have the burden of proof.
He said gun and pistol.
The son didn't have the burden of proof.
And they corrected him.
People lie all the time. That son lied on that phone call saying that the boy pointed the gun at him. He lied because at the end of the day, that's what people do. People lie. You're trying to make the story sound more. Matter of fact, who mentioned that the cops don't usually go to the store when they call the cops? Maybe he lied on the call to say he pointed the gun so that they would show up. We can't sit there and say
No. What I said was first that they have a record of calling because of the problems that they were having with people doing this and stealing.
And you
over
said that
200 recorded calls. That's what I said.
And you also mentioned
they don't usually show up
a lot of the time. Yeah,
so you should have more experience.
And I'm not saying that
the police don't usually show up immediately because of a theft, but if they call because of a gun, I would tend to believe that they would prioritize that call a little bit more than somebody
that's why he lied and
You
said
would
that
hope.
the boy pointed the gun. So
What do you
that they
mean?
would show up. That's what I think. Because
You
it
would hope.
happens.
That's why who lied?
The boy, the son, I keep saying the boy. The son lied and said he pointed the gun because they wanted the cops to show up. That's what I truly think. I don't think that boy stopped running, trying to get away from them, probably trying to get home because he was stupid and should have never had a gun. And even if you had a gun at home, why are you taking it into a store? He thought he was hard and he wasn't. I am not discounting that. He was an idiot. His parents are idiots. But at the end of the day, okay, he was running away. He was running away. We can't stop saying.
I don't give a fuck if you're running away. If you doing something and I think that you're doing something against me, you can run all you want. I'm gonna try to catch your punk ass. What you mean?
Okay, cool. Try to catch
just because you running away, that means that you get to get away. You don't get to do what you want to do and don't have to face the consequences. The consequences of his actions. The consequences of his actions is that he carried a gun, and the real lesson in this should be to people and every young person that's watching this, nigga, play the game, end up fuck around and find out, nigga. The lesson in this conversation is gangster might not show up to your door the way that you think it will.
I agree with
the problem with that theory, Anton, is that it ain't really about that. It's about gun control.
It ain't
it's
about that.
Responsibility with the gun, and it's about.
It's not about that.
No,
gun control on the parents' end, Lex.
So the gun control should be.
There was the same situation in Chicago on 35th and King Drive. It was a security guard, and it was kids stealing. Said security guard went out there to retrieve property. Said security guard put out his weapon, shot at those kids, and hit an old lady. Guess who got in trouble? Not the kids. So It doesn't matter what y'all talking
This
about.
is a completely different conversation than what you just talked about.
No.
This don't have
is.
nothing to do with what we talking about. It's completely irrelevant to what we talking
No,
about.
it's not. That's not a good. That's not.
It would have been.
It has nothing to do with what we talking about.
A different outcome.
So let me ask.
That's not
Anton, let
different
me ask
outcome.
Anton and Molly this one
Same
question.
story,
I
different
promise it's the only
outcome.
question
It's
I have.
not.
He
I'm
missed, and it was more people around. That lady was 2 blocks away when she got shot.
It wasn't nobody around.
Because
That's not
of
even
him
relevant to what we
not
talking
being able
about.
to control himself to go retrieve some property.
That's not what we're talking about. That don't have nothing to do with what we talking about. That's a completely different situation, completely different circumstance.
Anton and Molly, I just have one question. Let's say, for instance, okay, let's say when the boy walked in the store, none of them ever seen it. Now, let's say he had a gun on him. And again, I'm not agreeing to that. But let's say they never seen the gun, okay? Let's say nobody in that store seen that the gun was in his hoodie. Let's say he ran when he left the store. And let's say he fell and the gun, or no, matter of fact, let's say the gun was on him, but they didn't know. Do y'all think that it's okay to get shot in your back if you're still running away, but they never seen it?
No,
he got shot because he pulled the gun out.
It's not okay to get shot in your back for without a gun. It's not okay to get shot in the back without a pistol.
Okay, so when he so let me ask this question. When he fell and the gun fell out, but he never grabbed the gun to shoot.
That's not what it says. That's not what the report said.
Asking a question.
Oh, you changing the
But
narrative.
you're making up something, Brittany.
No. Go ahead. Let her ask the question. Let her ask the question.
This is not what the witness said.
Go ahead. Let me ask. Go ahead. Let her ask the question.
I ain't making up nothing. I'm basing off of what I heard. So if the gun fell out of his hoodie, because let's be clear, they're saying that he pointed the gun. The witness is saying that the gun fell out, that he never pointed, that it fell out. Yes, it was seen, but do you think that gives you the right to then shoot somebody in their back because the gun fell out?
Do you realize the owner's son is also a witness, Brittany, and you're basically saying everything he witnessed and got on the stand and testified for and called the police on and stayed on the police call the entire time. You see him on the body cam footage.
And lied.
All of that.
So how do you determine? So how do you justify that one lied and one didn't?
I would lie for my mama.
That's what I'm saying.
Can I ask a question?
Because Brittany is picking and choosing which witness to believe and which witness not to believe.
Because that was brought up in the court hearing. They asked these questions already, y'all. Did y'all?
Can I ask a question, y'all?
Yeah,
so my question.
Yes, you can, pretty hair.
So my question is: we know that the son is the one who said he saw the gun.
Yes, you can, Van Cleef.
Don't start. He was the one that saw the gun, right? In his statement in court, he said that first of all, he touched the body before the police even got there, right? We don't know what happened. He touched the body, rolled him over, saw the bullet wound. For all we know, he could have then saw the gun and pulled that gun out, right? Then he also said his dad picked up the gun and moved it out the way. To me, it seemed like it was a lot of foul play going on. Because one, why did you move the body before the police got there? You moved his hoodie, which you could have took the gun out and put it by, his side as self-defense, or to make him look bad. Like any of those things could have happened. Why are we not thinking about that either?
Because the son was
because he had a gun. Because he had a gun. None of that matters because the fact that he had a fucking gun.
You can't move a body before the police get there.
He was trying to save his life. He was not trying to kill the boy.
I killed you because I thought I saw a gun and you had a fucking gun. I don't get it.
I don't think he tried to kill him. I think everybody's overlooking that part too. I don't think he tried to kill him. He shot him, but I don't think shooting to kill was the whole purpose of it. Otherwise, why would he be panicking? Why would he be telling the son to call the police? Why would he be calling for 911 and trying to keep the boy alive, essentially?
He's panicking.
It's not malicious.
If you're going to put your gun out,
there should have been more than murder on the table. The prosecution.
He's asking him to put the gun down. Like, what? I'm sorry. You have your 14-year-old son out here with pistols on social media, pistols in his pocket. He looked like he was trying to steal but got caught. I don't think the store owner was wrong. I'm sorry, I just don't. And clearly the jury didn't think he was wrong. Because he got found innocent.
Murder.
He didn't murder the boy.
Charge, he would have been convicted. This is the third victim. You shot at a woman's car because she stole a beer and some peanuts out your store 6 times. You shot that lady car. That's overkill if she would have
Well,
got
the police ain't coming. You have the right to defend yourself and your property. I don't know any gun owner that does
your
not have a gun in the
property,
store with
not
them and on
when they
them.
leave
I
it, that is
personally
no
don't know
longer
one.
your property. Just like a story here, a case I was following. The people broke into the man's house, supposedly held him at gunpoint, robbed him. They left. He got in his car, chased him down, and shot him and killed him. He's in jail. One of them made it. He's not in jail.
Different.
And I was different.
What state was it
What's
in?
different?
That's so different.
Why?
What's
different?
Because he didn't at any point.
Self-defense.
Yeah, he didn't at any
But he
point
went
feel a threat on his life. If you, it's a completely different conversation.
Well, the police said once he left his house and chased him down, he was no longer in danger. So what would be the difference in this situation?
I have the right to defend my stuff, and then more importantly, if I feel a threat to my life, I have a right to defend myself.
Yeah, but
he was defending
at
his child.
At any point, I don't have to be able to justify what the threat is on my life. If you pull out a gun, if I pursue you because I think that you got my shit and you steal my car, whatever, I don't give a fuck. You steal my chair, and you pull out a gun for any reason, it's up.
Oh, well, see, he didn't have. I'm talking about this different case or whatever, but I'm just
right.
saying,
That's what I'm saying. That case is not relevant to this situation because he never felt a threat on his life.
You then become the person that could get in trouble.
He didn't chase him down. He didn't chase the boy down with a gun, though. It was not premeditated.
Because all states aren't.
He had the gun. Why not?
They both had guns.
You can't say this happened in this state. Why didn't it happen in this state? Because states have different laws. You can't do that.
If I got to choose between you shooting my son and me shooting your son because your son's pulling a gun out on my son, I'm sorry. I'm defending my child. You came into our establishment, locked and loaded. The defense attorney said it was a bullet in the chamber. Why is a bullet in the chamber? Why is a bullet in the little boy's chamber?
In the courtroom, the son said he didn't see the gun until the boy was on the floor. So his story changed
probably when he
several
pulled it out.
No, he was on the ground.
The boy on the floor.
He lied.
You
don't know why that's so far-fetched to think somebody wouldn't lie about a boy pulling a gun out on them. I don't understand why we're acting like
you
that.
You can't lie about a boy pulling a gun out on you that does not have a gun on him. You can't lie about that.
Once he saw it.
No, y'all keep making about the store.
True, Molly.
The crime didn't even happen. The crime didn't even happen at the store.
He pulled a gun. I'm only sticking to that point. I'm not agreeing that he should have had a gun, but we're only talking about him pulling a gun. I don't think he pulled the gun. Should he have had it? No. Two things can be true, but I don't think he pulled the gun. I think the son lied. Is my whole point.
He said it.
So you going based off of what you feel, not based off of the truth.
The testimony I heard.
Yeah, the son.
Because I think you could hear the father saying, "Put the gun down. Put the gun down."
He was already shot by him. So what do you mean?
How was he already shot?
On the ground.
You can't shoot him before he start pulling the gun out on your son.
He was when
they telling him to put the gun down.
But when they called the police, that little boy was already on the ground, dying.
Yeah, because he had already fallen.
Who was he telling to put the gun down? Not the kid who's dying.
That was before. Yeah, that was before he shot him. Like the whole thing. If it wasn't, I don't understand. I don't understand how y'all are so perplexed. The man got off. He should have gotten off because he did not murder the boy.
He should have gone down for.
The boy died as a result
shooting at somebody
of having a gun on him. The little boy died because he had a gun in his pockets. The boy died because he had a gun in his pocket.
I don't believe that. I believe if he didn't have a gun, he would still be shot in his back.
I don't.
I do too. I don't. And that's my point. I do too.
I don't. Well, this would have been a completely different story, a completely different trial. I did not hear anybody from the Black community talk about this before today. So nobody cared before today. Nobody was outraged before today. I'm not going to be outraged just because Black folks is outraged.
Actually, in 2023,
I didn't even know about it.
People are outraged.
And nobody talked about it. Nobody was talking about this.
I was when it first happened. I was actually talking about it because
I was doing Anton's panels in 2023. We never ever talked about it.
Y'all might not have been, but
but he covers everything in popular culture that's relevant.
But nobody sees
that was probably relevant to Columbia, South Carolina. Nobody cares about Columbia, South Carolina until today because that man got found innocent.
But that's the point. Nobody can know about everything. You know how many people die every day? Nobody
How
can
many
know
black
about
people died from the
everything.
hands of black people? And it's
But
hush
Molly,
No,
hush.
and
I
we
agree
upset
with
about that
I
too.
think
And that's why we were talking about the
No.
teen takeover. Remember?
exactly.
We were
I
talking
agree with
about
that.
all of
Nobody
that.
was outraged when them four black cops killed that one guy. Nobody. Like,
Y'all rob so
Where
many things of
in
chance when
Tennessee,
y'all come up with all of
but
these extra
because
things
it
on
was
top of
two different races.
it takes away what matters. Y'all keep
What
adding
matters?
bullshit.
What matters, Lex? What matters, Lex?
Sanctity of human life.
On what end? Whose life is more important? Because they both had
The
guns.
criminals.
I'll
The
leave that up
The
to
criminals.
y'all
criminals,
to
the
figure that
black
part out.
boy, because he's a
Sanctity
black
of human
boy.
life
That's
never
it.
matters when it comes to the
for
people
the
that
black
are
boy, I would have thought
people
that
that
was
are the
wrong.
people that are
No, that was
obeying the
wrong.
law and the people that are trying to run their businesses and shit. That don't matter. Hey, listen, you can take whatever the fuck you want. Sanctity in human life. Do whatever you want. Walk around with guns. Sanctity in human life.
That
No,
sounds like a
Nobody said
liberal.
that.
That's a liberal talking point. That's them liberals, and that's why
No.
the cities
So
be
here's
out of
the thing.
control.
That's crazy how y'all say that's a
This is
liberal.
what
How
I
you
know.
just
They
said that was
It's
a
told
very
liberal
me
talking
liberal
point,
minded
and you keep
they told
weaponizing
me
sanctity of human life
when I went to
when
get my license to
at all
carry, that
costs,
if
Lex.
somebody
property and
leaves
human
and I
life
run out
are
there
not
and shoot
equal.
them, it's on me. It's not on them anymore because there was no
unless
threat.
they pull out a gun to shoot you first.
If they
The
did
We
that,
exact same gun they taking
cannot
If
pictures.
I
prove
go
Yeah, they
out
that.
taking
there
pictures
after
Gun
of the gun.
them, that
ownership
is
and how
on
you're using a
me.
gun inside of that situation, the
And,
totality of the
it's so
Where
funny.
circumstances will
The
always
more of the
change. But
onus
I'll tell you
is
what.
always
I'll
going to
tell
be
you what.
on the
I'll tell
person
you what.
that is not
Time,
committing the crime than
time,
the person
distance,
that is
children
walking
matters.
around a motherfucking
what
14.
was
What
the
good can
crime?
come from a
Just say
14
that
year
y'all
old?
want to be
What
reckless with
good
the
can
thing.
come from a
Just say y'all want to
14
be
year old?
reckless with y'all
If I was
instead of y'all.
Mr. Chow, I
Just say
would
you want to be
actually sue the
reckless.
parents for putting me in
I
a
would sue the
position
parents
to
too.
have to
But what
go
was
and
the
get this
crime?
shit in the first place. If
Him
I'm
stealing?
Mr. Chow, now that I beat the case, I would sue them for my legal fees. I would sue them for lost wages. I would sue all of them
You
for
don't mean that.
for your child running around unsupervised doing what he's supposed to do.
Running
I
away.
would have to go and get my money back for what I had to deal with.
Running away from your establishment because 3 people walked out after me. That's what
No,
I
put me in a
They
position to
walked out.
where
They
I
ran
had to
out.
deal with
walked
this
out.
foolishness.
Every
Walked
time I
out.
bring up
Y'all are
time,
missing that
distance,
part. He walked
de-escalation,
out.
and proportion of a situation that could lead to a deadly situation, y'all want to call it a liberal talking point. But those are literally the things that gun owners are taught to consider. If that's the case, don't be a gun owner.
Nah, this is more than just
Lex,
a
Just
I'm
gun
say you
owner.
sorry. You done
emotionally
This is
distraught.
a
cuss Miss
business owner.
KP out for a super chat. I
Yeah.
don't know. You're pretty hot
Guess
headed.
what?
So
All of that
I'm sorry. I
keep
don't
that
know if I can
personal.
trust your judgment
I
about
don't
being
care
calm,
about
cool,
you
and
trusting
collected while
my
having
judgment. It ain't
pistols.
about you.
I
It's
gotta
about
be
the case.
honest.
And you're trying to bring it
Well, I
back on
mean,
Okay,
something
I
sanctity
can
of life
say
should
the
just
emotional.
be
same
So
thing
sanctity of
it
Lex
life
is
don't
across
saying,
the
matter.
and I
board.
haven't crashed that
It
on
don't matter.
people.
I don't trust nothing you say. You contradict yourself
I'm
every
just,
other
I'm
episode if you want to make it
just
about me.
saying. I'm
It's
not
not about
contradicting
me. And I'm
anything.
just saying it's not
But
about me. It's about the facts of the case.
the facts of the
Facts
case
of
are
the
That's
he got
what's
case is
about
that
off.
he
my
got
show.
is that he was found not guilty by a diverse group of people that listened to the
But it's
evidence
also a
on
fact that
both
as a gun owner,
sides.
you are taught to
On
consider
both
certain
sides,
elements, whether you like it or not,
the facts of
whether
the
you're
case
emotional
is
or
the
not.
12 that judged them, including half black people, a portion of it white people, and 2 of them others, found him not guilty because they listened to the evidence on both sides.
And the facts
Because
don't
of the
become more true or
malice
less
point.
depending on who's saying it either.
They even sent a note back saying, "What does malice mean?" They were hung up on that word. Had
So what?
involuntary
They want a
manslaughter been
clarification.
on the table, I think this man would have been convicted. They got hung up on malice. They could not prove malice. There was reasonable doubt for malice, and that is why he got off.
Nah,
It took
that's
them
not why
9
he got
hours
off.
to come up with the verdict, though. So
They
I'm
didn't even
pretty
do it for
sure
2
that they
days. They
felt
did it in less than a shift.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They
It
didn't
was
even
only
think
9
about it.
hours.
They went to lunch and then they came back and was like,
No,
all
they
right,
did
so
think
let's
about
do
it, and
this.
that's why they sent a note back asking, "What does malice mean?"
That's not
They had enough
abnormal in a
evidence.
regular case. That's not
They said,
abnormal.
you want me to
Juries
say it out
juries
loud
go
for
to
the
court all
record?
the
They got
time.
hung up on.
That's why he
Bro,
got
they
off.
did it in a shift. They said, listen, we got to get back to work tomorrow. We need to go ahead and come up with this verdict. Let's rock out. They did. They did it in a 9-hour shift. A half-hour lunch, 2 15-minute breaks, 8 hours. It was like, hey, man, come get this
Because they were
decision.
trying to prove first-degree murder.
They don't even have degrees in South South Carolina.
You
it's
can't say
either
that they use
murder
malice. Okay.
or manslaughter, and the prosecution did not put manslaughter on the table. So they said it's murder or acquittal, and they went with acquittal because there was no malice to be proven.
Exactly. So yeah,
So that's all that
He was
matters.
found not guilty of that. Cool. But
Y'all are just
that doesn't
mad
mean-
because they ran out the store.
Wait. What do you mean it doesn't mean? Listen, if they came up with the determination that he did not murder him, what are y'all arguing?
They're only saying murder because of malice. He still killed him.
Because he ran out the door.
By their definition of murder, no, he did not murder him, but he did kill a human. He should have been convicted of manslaughter.
So anytime a human dies or a human dies at the hands of another person, even if they truly believe that it's self-defense, they should automatically go to prison for manslaughter.
We have different
What are y'all
types of
saying?
murder.
Because the case that y'all trying to
different
make
types
is
of
because
murder,
another
Anton.
human died at the hands of another human. So all of a sudden you gotta go to prison for it for man. That's not manslaughter.
If I run a red light and kill somebody,
not
I'm
manslaughter.
manslaughter.
But that's different. That's not self-defense. That's
my
different.
point. This wasn't either.
If I'm fearing for my life or the life of my child, and you have a gun and it's visible, I'm scared to death. I have to defend us.
What
Period. You can't-
manslaughter is in most
That's it.
instances is something happening due to reckless actions.
There's voluntary and involuntary though.
It's due to reckless actions. If I am reacting to something that you are doing and I believe that my life is in danger, that is not manslaughter. I'm pretty sure that they would have charged that nigga with manslaughter.
Voluntary.
No,
Intentionally
the
trying to kill
prosecution thought that
somebody
they
in
were
the
gonna
heat
get
of
murder,
the
and that's all
moment
they
is
went with.
voluntary.
They did not charge him for that, though.
Involuntary
meant to
is
do it.
unintentionally killing by negligence and reckless conduct.
That's
It
not
should have
reckless
been-
conduct.
That wasn't.
There
Yes,
wasn't
it was.
nothing out
It
there that was
As a
reckless
gun owner,
conduct.
that is reckless.
Nothing that they did
That's
was
your
reckless
emotions.
conduct.
And that's
The
why
only
it was
thing that y'all
involuntary
keep leaning
manslaughter
on,
wasn't on the table.
the thing that y'all keep trying to lean on is the chasing you.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only thing that y'all keep that y'all trying to lean your hat on is, well, why did he chase him out of his store?
You are acting like that element.
That's
didn't
what y'all.
change
That's
and
what y'all
impact
leaning
the
on. That is
entire
not
situation.
manslaughter.
As
It's
a
not
That key
manslaughter.
element
handgun
impacted
owner,
the entire
if
situation.
I run out of my house chasing somebody and I shoot them down, I'm going to jail.
He didn't just shoot him down.
He
That's
didn't just
y'all
shoot
keep on
him.
omitting so much information. He had a gun. The gun came out. He said that he pointed it at it. What are y'all missing?
He said that he did, but that is my.
He had the gun. I showed y'all it on his
He had
profile
the gun
picture.
because it fell out, but I don't think just because
He didn't have the gun because it fell out. He had the gun because he brought it with him.
Just because he had the gun don't mean he pulled
Who
the gun
put
out
it in
of
his
the pocket,
pocket?
right? Cannot two things be true at the same
What are you
time?
talking about?
You can have a gun and not point it. People can own guns and not walk down
You
the
can be
street.
14 and not have a gun
And
at
You
all.
said you don't believe that he pointed it. Doesn't matter what you. Let me tell you what happens in life. Winners write history books. We are the ones that determine what history is. The losers don't get to have input. Winners write history. And the winner in this case is Mr. Chow, because
is the person that lied
is Mr. Chow. And the reason why Mr. Chow
He ain't winning too much.
is
His store
because
just
he
got
did not murder
destroyed.
that boy. He didn't murder
He ain't
him.
winning enough for me. Your store is trash right now.
Well, he got an
So what
insurance
you
I
policy
don't
on
hurt
it.
him.
It's
All he
that's
do
the
is
black
get the insurance
community
payout.
store.
Now he don't have to deal with
It's
y'all no
costing
more.
you time.
Exactly.
Something
That's
you
the
can't
black
get back.
community store
Listen,
that they
It's
trash
costing
in
you
their
y'all
community.
do
That's
realize
something you
that
can't get
because
back.
they tore
Y'all
his
act like
store
they-
up,
they're-
he
don't
gets an
pay their
insurance
people.
payout. He gets to cash out, and he get to go and take a
stressed,
vacation.
you
Y'all
get
help
worried.
me.
You
And then
Y'all
your
help
community
me.
look
away from you.
raggedier.
You gotta
That
look over
reminds
your
me of
shoulder.
when black
You're
people
viral.
decided to burn down their
Congratulations.
cities because of in the '67 riots. Nigga, you hurt yourself. You ain't hurt nobody else. Now
keep
you
the
got a
flag
food.
moving
Now
the- that's moving the
you got a
goalpost.
food desert, and you got to travel 10 miles just to get a banana. Your fault.
Respectfully, that's moving the goalpost, and I agree with
You
you.
brought
but
it
this is
up.
not in this case.
You brought it up.
You
You
brought it
said, well,
up.
that's why they got his store towed up. You
In their
brought it up.
community.
Because you trying to say he's winning over taking somebody's life.
Jesus. I'm
By
saying
running
that
out the
y'all
door, the very
tearing
thing
his
that you
store up
value.
doesn't hurt him. It helps him. That's called winning. If you give me a bailout because I don't have to run this raggedy fucking store and worry about this shit no more, then you give me a bailout.
Does it help him?
Yes, it helps him.
He needs to sue the state of
It helps him. If he can get an insurance payout and don't have to go back to the same store that everybody is boycotting, it helps him.
Morally, can't be no more than wrong. Like
morally,
what are
no
we
more for a 14-year-old child with a pistol and his parents. This is the problem with black folks.
He's winning because he beat the case.
You can't tell these parents nothing because it's always everybody else's fault. always.
Facts.
Lord Jesus.
I did not say that the parents weren't.
I'm on the side of Molly and Anton Daniels.
For having a gun at 14. That's crazy. And how his parents didn't know he didn't have or had that gun and he's posting on social media. That's crazy. I don't agree to none of that. But I cannot agree to that and also say that I think that son lied on that phone call saying that there was a gun and that was their justification for shooting him in his back because they assumed he stole, hence why they chased him. And I don't think that they felt like their life was in danger. I felt like they felt like he stole something and they wanted, like Anton said, their property back. They were defending their property. So I think they wanted their property back that they thought he had because the mama said something in her language that he stole. So they walked and followed him and chased him out that store. Why are we not?
So if they're chasing him
Yes, it was
out
just
of
a big coincidence
store,
that he said that there was a gun and there happened to be a gun.
I think they seen the gun after it fell out of his thing when he failed. Nobody's saying that there wasn't a gun. Stop saying that. I think that
if they're chasing him to hunt him down and kill him,
I could say what the fuck I want.
why stay at the crime scene? Why try to help resuscitate him? Why panic? Why say call 911 if you are maliciously trying to chase somebody and gun them down where they're walking? Why try to save their life after that?
I don't think
answer
that's what I said, Molly. I said that.
But you're not making it. It doesn't make sense. Do you understand? It doesn't make sense. You're saying he chased after him. But at the same time, he's going to kill him in cold blood, but try to save him.
They thought he had. They chased after him for property. They didn't chase him because they seen a gun in the store, right? They chased him because they thought he had property. That is why they chased him. It had nothing to do with the gun at first.
Okay, but you're saying he killed him in cold blood because he chased him out to kill him. That's what you said.
I never said that. What I said is that the gun fell out. And I think they seen the gun. And I think that at that point, because he shouldn't have had a gun on him, that they shot him. I don't believe that he pointed the gun, is what I said.
So they shot him and then tried to help rescue him and tried to call 911
yeah,
and
because
save
people
him,
started coming
even
around.
though they seen it and they just said, the gun fell out. It's right here. Let me just shoot this boy in the back and then try to save him.
To do CPR because she said she couldn't. She didn't know how. So the other person started doing chest compressions, and he started breathing in the mouth after the older lady told them to do CPR.
He was still screaming, call 911 though. He was still screaming. When his son was on the phone, he was still screaming for someone to call 911 for the little boy. I heard it. I heard it.
Hold on, y'all. I need to play a clip, and I need to ask y'all another question because we are going to start pulling people up in roughly 40 minutes or so. So I'm going to get to the super chats in a second, chat. Shout out to y'all holding us down. We appreciate y'all. Let me play this clip really quickly.
A man by the name of Cyrus went into this gas station behind me wearing a backpack. Per the owner's instructions, they told him it was policy for people to leave the backpack at the front of the store. He did that. He started shopping. They followed him. Before he left, they accused him of stealing 4 water bottles. He flattened out his jacket pockets and pant pockets to show them that he did not have any water bottles. As he tried to leave, they chased him over 100 yards and fatally shot him. This is the protest.
I'm going to play another clip for y'all really quickly. Hold on, give me 1 second. I can't find it. Man, I can't find it. I'm sorry. But they also got a clip out there of, and maybe I can pull it up on a different clip. They also got a clip out there of what's happening at the stores itself, right? Like showing that it's destroyed. I'm gonna actually see if I can pull it up really quickly for y'all. I thought I had it already queued up. There you go. I got it now. Let me share my screen. This is a store toe up.
Okay, so the store is broken into, as y'all see. Water bottles. That's what the little boy died because of water bottle. He stole a water bottle.
So they destroyed the stores, all of that other type of stuff or whatever. Rip the stuff out, do stuff on the floor. That's allegedly what people are showing and all of that type of stuff. Anyways, the question is this: should Black culture be upset, and should they be boycotting Asian stores?
So here's the thing. I think that Black people should understand the laws. And I think that based on the law and the way that this played out by the law, they should not be upset. We should put ourselves in position to participate in the law, to know the law, to enact the law. Tearing up a store, that's not going to do anything. That's what insurance is for. Not to mention the fact that he already sold the store, so it's not even his store. So that does nothing.
I agree. I don't think that you should boycott the stores that you, because it's fake. Now that to me is fake outrage. You're saying boycott. They're saying boycott the boycott the stores, but you're still going to be going to their nail shops. You're still going to be going to their beauty supply stores in the hoods. You're still going.
That's what everybody is saying. They saying that they're boycotting all.
They're lying. Just like they boycotted Target, and I see them in Target every other day. Like that to me is the fake outrage that the Black community does. That's annoying to me. I don't agree with none of that. I think you tearing up the store was pointless. It didn't prove nothing. It didn't stop no show. So no, I don't agree with that part at all. I think that's silly. That's that very Black Lives Matter stuff that I don't 100% agree with. So I don't agree with none of that. Tearing stuff up in an already messed up looking community, to me, that will never make sense to me. Like Kim said, learn the laws and try to fight it that way. But you tearing up stuff, what does that do? Besides make y'all look more like criminals. So that doesn't make any sense.
I think it takes away from the family. I think it takes away from what's important. So I don't think that should be a thing. Somebody lost their son. A store owner had his whole life altered. So we focusing on the wrong things when we do that type of stuff.
They ain't gonna boycott them beauty supply stores.
I'm about to drop a link for the chat shortly, y'all. Y'all can go back to saying whatever y'all thoughts are. I just wanted to introduce that also into it.
I think the Black community has a mental illness, like just as a whole, especially the ones who still get sucked in with the civil rights movement, Black versus everybody else. Stop letting them set up shop in y'all communities if y'all hate them so much.
Thanks.
I don't get it. I don't get it because almost every place in the hood is owned by a foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all spend y'all dollars there proudly. So I don't get it. I don't know. Y'all ain't tired of y'all communities being messed up? It's already a tragedy. A boy died somewhere outside of there, and then y'all just got to make it look worse because an Asian man did it. But if that boy killed another little Black boy, it would be business as usual. The Black community wouldn't be doing nothing. It'd be hush hush.
And they set up in communities that are less they basically set up in communities. I'm gonna say Black communities, because they know y'all gonna spend money. They know that y'all are gonna be the ones that's gonna spend the money, because let's be real, it's cheaper to set up in a low privileged neighborhood, but then on top of that, they know y'all gonna spend all y'all little paychecks to go in there and buy y'all's little hair products. Y'all gonna go get y'all's nails done every week, even though you gonna claim to be broke every 5 seconds. Y'all are gonna spend the money. Do y'all ever
Cash
stop?
they checks there
Yeah,
in their
seriously. You never
stores.
stop to think why they come to y'all's neighborhood and set up shop. But I also wondered why, at one point, why they did go to the hood neighborhoods. But it's because they're gonna spend the money. Y'all are the ones spending the money. Then white people don't care if they don't want them people setting up all them shops in their neighborhoods. That's a fact. So if you really wanted to stop racial profiling or whatever you want to call it, then stop supporting their business or stop letting them set up shop in the first place. Y'all spend your money there. Hell, I spend my money there sometimes. So I'm not even gonna sit there and lie, but I'm also not sitting there boycotting thinking like, oh, this is gonna change something. No, it's not. Tearing up their stores is not gonna change nothing.
Nobody worried about y'all. Y'all don't even like other black people. What the fuck is y'all talking about?
I mean, and that's true too. Black people don't even care about each other. So that's a fact too.
Ain't nobody thinking about these people, man. It's fake outrage shit. Again, I think that this is easily highlighted. Took them 3 years to get this shit popping, to even do the trial in the first place. Weird. You know what I'm saying? And y'all fell for the okie doke. So I don't take none of this shit serious. I think it's all funny to me. So
what? Interested in seeing what the black community is gonna
think, like, because we watch TV and things happen and then it's all solved in 30 minutes.
It's kind of weird, but
think that things are solved like that. But like, I know a guy I went to middle school with who killed his baby mom. It took them 4 years to take him to trial. Like, this is not abnormal that it takes a long time to get to trial. So I don't think that that's the setup.
Okay. All race-based trials take place right before an election all the time. Visibility comes to it, all of that. It happens right before election season.
So when I say the government is corrupt, why do you choose to absolve them of that? Because you know this is manufactured. You saying it yourself.
The actual act of what happened is not manufactured. I don't think that Rick Chow went and killed Cyrus
I'm talking about
manufacture a situation. I believe that the
outrage. Said it yourself. You just said it yourself.
Are you all right? I'm gonna let Slimmy talk because Slimmy has
said it yourself.
Go ahead and let Slimmy rock out. Go ahead.
That this shit is always during a certain time. So how all of a sudden it's not manufactured? That's manufactured. You said it yourself. So if you know that, don't absolve the government of being corrupt. And you know it is. Just like the judicial system has failed. This is more proof that the judicial system doesn't really work, because it's never going to ever be consistent. And for it to be a position, for it to be a governing body that isn't consistent, I think that's the problem with their country as well, along with bad parenting, along with shitty people. But when your governing body is inconsistent with its laws, I think you got a very big problem. Because we see this right here. Well, hold on. We see this right here where a man we know that he wrongfully chased someone outside out of his store, which we know that that's the facts. You can't deny it. He wrongfully chased this kid out of his store. Can't even deny it because he didn't steal anything. So that's what everyone wants to ignore because they want to push a narrative. He wrongfully chased the kid out of the store and the kid ended up dead. The kid had a gun and he ended up dead. The kid shouldn't have had a gun. Facts. But he shouldn't be dead either. Because we don't even know if assuming that he aimed the gun, nobody can prove that. But what can be proved is that he didn't steal anything. Once you overlook that, now you're going down a slippery slope because the kid is innocent. He's innocent of stealing. So anything that happens outside of that store, what are you really doing? What are you really doing? But moving past that, we know that this man shot and killed that kid and he was able to get off. The problem I have with all this is the inconsistency of the governing body, because we know also that there was no DNA evidence in the Tory Lanez case. So this is a very similar situation. I'm just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying before you move, before you make all these weird faces, because I'm just talking about the inconsistency of the judicial system. Where a man, he could get locked up, but there wasn't no DNA. There's nothing to prove that he actually fired a weapon. That's the inconsistency of the judicial system. And I think we got to really reevaluate how we go about this thing, because this dude got off because of verbiage, because there was no malice. So that's why he didn't get convicted of murder, because supposedly he tried to resuscitate him. So it's just weird.
I don't understand.
It's just weird.
I
don't know why
he got off.
Can I just finish? Thank you, sir. Just finish.
Anytime.
Just let me finish. And all I'm saying is the judicial system is skewed. It's fucked up, man. It's very fucked up. But you know, it is what it is.
I don't know or understand why y'all keep saying there should have been other charges. I would assume that the DA brought forth the charges they thought that they can win, and given on their background and the totality of all the cases that they've tried, one was more likely to happen than not. And
on top of that,
county, but we're YouTube lawyers and saying these people who've been doing this for their whole life should have did some other shit just because armchair quarterback. We know the outcome. If he would have got charged with murder, y'all wouldn't have been saying it should have been manslaughter.
The interesting part about this is so funny because Slimmy will talk about the inconsistency of the system. First of all, different judges, different DAs, different states, different laws. That's number one. It's not one governing body that determines how the law is and applied, and what is and what is not. What is and what is not can be what can't be charged based off of whatever it is happening. That's number one. Number two, it was a jury of his peers, meaning that he was being judged by 12, and it had nothing to do with the application of the law itself. All 12 jurors, and that's why I actually said what color they was and all of that, all 12 jurors were not white people. They wasn't this and that. They wasn't. So if we want to talk about the inconsistency of the application of the law, that's null and void in this conversation because it's irrelevant, especially when you start to apply it to Tory Lanez. Completely different circumstances, completely different situations, completely different states. One has nothing to do with the other. And the thing that I was saying was there was not a plan from the government for Rick Chow to be in this situation with the Cyrus kid. If he wants to make a case for when the trial was made and all of that, cool, I can agree with you on that. But you can't tell me that it's inconsistent with what I'm saying when the case itself has nothing to do with the government interference. What does that have to do with anything? What does the government have to do with this man killing this other kid? Whether you agree with it or not, that has nothing to do with the government itself. The merits of the case that we're talking about is whether he's guilty or he's not guilty. And what you did was introduce a whole nother conversation that had nothing to do with it. Some would say that it's moving the goalpost based off of what we was talking about. You introduced completely different. I'm sorry, sir. Can I finish? I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I'm talking. What you did was introduce a completely different factor that had nothing to do with what we was just talking about. Go ahead.
It had everything to do with what I was talking about. I don't give a fuck what nobody else said before me. I was bringing up something totally different. I said the inconsistencies of the judicial system. I prefaced the whole conversation. I moved on from what everybody else was talking about, and I'm saying it's fucked up. The judicial system is fucked up. So what you talking about? You brought up the election shit anyway.
Said that
I brought up the election time anyway.
You said that you didn't say that I'm moving on to a completely different conversation. You put me into your conversation, which is exactly you said that I was being inconsistent.
I never said nothing about you.
Okay, maybe I missed it.
Yeah, you heard something wrong. I never said nothing about you.
Anything about me.
I didn't say nothing about you. What are you talking about?
You didn't say that that I'm inconsistent. How can I say this and then be inconsistent when it comes to the government interference and what happens in these elections in the case? You didn't say nothing about me.
No. You brought up the elections, and I started talking about how the government manufactures these things. That's what I started talking about. Then I said, I feel like the judicial system is flawed. You brought up the election, and I just said, but you argue with me about the manufacturing aspect of the government.
Oh, you did bring me into it. You said, but
you brought it up. You brought it up, Anton, and then I moved forward.
You
brought it up, Anton.
If you
did you not bring it up
in your conversation? I knew I wasn't crazy.
No, that's not what you said, though.
I heard things. No, I ain't hear nothing.
No. I said the inconsistencies of the judicial system.
Me into your conversation.
Anton. You brought up the elections, and I said,
you know what I said,
and I said that goes into when I say the government is corrupt and they manufacture these things. Okay. I didn't say anything about you being inconsistent. I said the judicial system is inconsistent.
Cool.
You brought it up, though. I didn't say you were inconsistent.
You brought me into your conversation.
No, I responded to what you said, and then I moved on into my own statement.
How can you respond to me and I never spoke to you about it?
I can respond to what you said.
Okay, well, then that means that everybody else can respond to what you say, right?
What are you talking about, Anton?
Well, let's move the goalpost all the way off the field. Right?
I never moved anything. I never moved the goalpost.
Can Brittany respond to what you say?
I prefaced my conversation.
I'm asking a question.
I prefaced my conversation with saying the judicial system is flawed.
Can I ask you a question?
Moving forward, moving past.
Can I ask you a question? Can Brittany respond to you? That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I think
you didn't think nothing. You just trying to start some shit because you're wrong.
I'm not starting no shit because I'm saying that I'm not wrong. You're wrong because you do what you want to do.
I don't do what I want to do. I don't want to do what I want to do. And I literally sat here. I sat here quiet. I sat here quiet. Didn't argue with nobody.
To me. You brought me into it.
I didn't. I sat here quiet. I didn't respond to anybody after being cut off. After being cut off, I never got to speak. You completely cut me off. You started railroading me. Then everybody else started talking. You completely cut me off. Anton, when I was the first one to speak on this. I never got to finish what I was saying.
How can you respond to me involuntarily?
I was the first. I never complained. Anton, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I'm not wrong because everybody get quiet when you talk because they don't want to respond to you.
You're wrong. You're wrong. I just commented on what you said.
You can't treat me how people keep. I'm
not treating anybody like anything. I commented on what you said. I didn't make nothing else about it, and I moved on. You're wrong, AD.
Let me ask you. That's why I said, let me ask you. So you said that you responded to what I said. I said I never spoke to you about it. You said I can respond to you. So I'm asking you, can everybody else on the panel respond to you?
I don't care about none of that other stuff. I responded to one thing that you said because it's always consistent.
I don't agree with it.
Okay, cool.
I disagree with you responding to me.
That's okay. That's fine. But it's consistent with the things that I say. I commented on it and I moved on in the discussion. There we go.
It's not an end of discussion. It's not an end of discussion.
It's an end of discussion for me. You can keep talking.
No, you're not, because you're still talking back to him. You're still going back and forth with me. So it's not the end of the discussion. I believe that Slimmy is playing by rules that he doesn't apply to himself. And Brittany, I give you full permission to be able to respond to Slimmy. I have your back.
Don't do
Lex,
that.
I give you.
Don't do that.
Lex, I give you full permission to be able to respond to Slimmy. Molly, you have full permission to be able to respond to Slimmy because Slimmy is responding to me.
This is so stupid.
So, any other thoughts?
Just for the record, I hope you
I thought you said you wasn't responding to me no more. You said you wasn't responding to me no more.
You calling on the hyenas.
I don't like
on the hyenas.
I have my thoughts. I think that you should have your
calling on the hyenas.
I don't even like talking to people that's off camera.
That's wild to be called a name. That's crazy.
I'm not responding because he's not talking to me.
Well, he just responded. So that's
I'm responding. Disrespect.
I told you, old and messy. Don't do you well. Short life.
Short life.
Flemmy is responding.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Here we go.
Now if I go off on that,
here we
then I'm
go.
wrong. Then I'm bullying.
I was talking to Quentin.
No, do your stuff.
Then I'm bullying. Then I'm bullying. No, we ain't gonna talk about no short life. No, Anton, you
started it.
Anton, you started that, Anton. You wrong, Anton. You wrong. And you gonna continue to be wrong. And you gonna continue to be wrong because you know they gonna get disrespectful. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You got it.
Y'all got it, ladies. Y'all can say what y'all want.
Disrespect. You can't disrespect somebody and then tell them how they can't disrespect you and say what they want to say. She could say whatever she wants to say to you. You can't disrespect somebody and call them a name.
You remain in your divine feminine. You just don't
Nobody
talk.
said
I'm sorry, Twin. What are you talking about? This ain't got nothing.
He didn't say
So I can't respond to them. I'm trying to take up his fucking Flemmy.
You can.
I'm
gonna take up
At
for
some point in time, you just gotta.
Like, I don't.
Nope. Brittany,
I got Brittany's back.
All for the bait, and you go full fledged in.
Sometimes
you need to shut up.
I got Brittany's back.
Always got to say something back.
I don't like contradictions. And if
Brittany, you have immunity. You have full immunity.
No, I don't even have much to say. I just don't like the fact that people contradict
1996 gay.
like disrespect, but you get disrespectful. And then when somebody disrespects you back, then you want to play victim. That's crazy to me.
Don't say nothing, Flemmy. Just let her talk to herself.
After they disrespected you. Like, that's weird. Like,
shout out to Mr. Chow.
Good
shot.
I am about to drop the link in the chat and read super chats. All right. Yeah, I got Brittany glasses. Is that what y'all trying to say? All right. I'll take
It's
them.
probably really hard to shoot someone in the back when they're running
shut up all
away.
they want to. People can't tell me to shut up because at the end of the day, I wasn't saying anything. So to get called a name unprovoked is crazy. But then they'll holler disrespect.
Who called you a name?
You didn't hear him? So you got Slimmy goggles because you didn't hear him? Oh, okay.
I didn't hear him. I heard him. Who did he call a name?
You did hear him. You did hear him.
What did he call you?
Hyenas.
Who else?
And it was
who else
plural,
got called a
meaning
hyena?
it wasn't just one person. So you're talking about the
Who
women
else?
on the panel.
I'm about to drop the link in the chat.
By no means would I ever. Did he call you a hyena, Ms. Sanchez? Did Slimmy call you a
Why are you
hyena?
asking somebody you know he wasn't talking to? You know who he was talking to, and you know you heard him.
No, I don't. I don't know. I know who felt it. I know who felt it. I know who he felt
Three
it.
women that Anton brought up is who he was talking about. You know, it wasn't Kim and I, the Gemini, and it wasn't Miss Sanchez. So it was us three.
I know it's people who be yapping. I know it's probably the niggas that be yapping like hyenas. Is probably who he was talking to, whoever that pertained to.
Why are we playing stupid?
Figure out how old we are.
Let me knock out these super chats.
Why are you playing stupid?
Let me knock out the super chats. Hold on, y'all. I got y'all. We gonna get there.
Shout out Slimmy.
We gonna rock out for a second. Give me about 7.5 minutes. Kai says full house on time. Anton choose somebody out. That's not true, Kais. That's not true, Kais. The Genius CEO says save me a link, fam. Oh, the Genius. I see him in the back already. Give me a second. I'm only taking the first 4 just to let y'all know. The C10 King says 2 grown men chased down a kid. If he did pull it out, he was justified because he was in fear of his life. TS says Scary Movie 6 was great. Kai says rest in peace, Cyrus Carmack Belton, 14 years old, doesn't deserve to die. Rick Chow deserves jail time. The C10 King says there are 2 known instances where the owner has shot 2 other black people accused of stealing. If they was worried about a water bottle, they left the whole store unattended to chase after him. Actually, that's not true. The mother was still there. IB Brezzi says there are rules of engagement when it comes to carrying firearms, and when they stepped out of that door, chased them with it, they're guilty. Carrying a firearm makes you have a higher level of responsibility. The C10 King says the son changed his story 4 times when questioned, and he lied on the stand twice, and he was called out on it in court. Classy Young Man 35 says when the Chows chased him, who was guarding the store? Red Clay Baby says the murder charge was the issue. He beat the malicious intent part because he helped try to resuscitate the victim. The manslaughter charge would have found him guilty, but they failed to pursue the correct charge. J.M. Miller says the look on Molly's face when Kim said he was shot in the back was priceless. You could literally see her brain moving the goalposts. Construct Icon says AD and Molly creating pandemonium. You know they wrong. Crash Out or Cash Out says manslaughter wouldn't have fit either. Chasing isn't illegal. In South Carolina, the store owner gun never came out until one was pointed at his son. Ivy Brezzi says, who on the panel has taken in a concealed carry class? Hands? I did. I've taken one. Crash Out or Cash Out says, the owner even provided aid, but the previous shootings ended with other people being found guilty. The store owner was the victim still. Too Savvy says, much love to the panel. As a former deputy, this case is simply wrong. Charges was applied, and the defense was able to successfully prove reasonable doubt. Only Just Commentary says, I agree, it is bull. This is why men should only be in roles of leadership. All the liberal fog is annoying. Clue Studio says, wake up, Island Boy Q. Crash Out or Cash Out says, Kim and I, the mother, stayed in the store, so it's all a lie. The C10 King says Trayvon Martin didn't have a gun and he was killed by a man chasing him. Sean Brewer says he definitely was stealing. He concealed water in his hoodie by law. That's stealing. You don't have to leave the store. Google the law and y'all can stop saying that BS. Anton, look it up, please. Jay Miller says, since when does having a gun give someone the right to shoot you? Tell G says they have him pointing the gun on camera. Jay Forever says chasing him down created a more dangerous situation. If the gun that fell out was a dud or a toy, the kid would still deserve to be X'd. The Random Angel says there's a reason why he didn't empty his pockets. He kept his hands in his hoodie when they accused him of thievery because he was packing. It was a bad look. Sean Brewer says, don't matter if you put it back, he's stealing and he got caught. Jay Miller says, funny how Molly doesn't believe what the media and the government says, but believes the word of some random Asian man. Red Clay Baby says, being unbiased, the video with his black defense attorney closing statement was also extremely convincing. He was highly skilled. His lawyer played chess while the prosecutor played checkers. York Peanock says, 1 down, 3 more to go. Go Knicks and 4 till proven otherwise. Sanquan 42 says, Slimmy Puppet is crazy. Construct Icon says you cannot shoot people in the back over nothing. Crash Out or Cash Out says he pointed a gun because he fell and was about to get caught. The Random Angel in the building says all the homie had to do was show that he didn't take anything and make him look foolish. He couldn't because he was carrying, and that's simple. Only Just Commentary says rest in peace, but why would this kid steal from the store with a strap in the first place, knowing the store owner ain't trigger shy? James Bond in the building says, I love Slimmy, but how do you crash out over pointless topics and not this? Disappointed, but you still my ninja. Johnny Mack says y'all are arguing stuff that can't be proven in this argument, just like y'all say you don't know that he pointed the gun at the store owner's son. You can say saying that you don't know that he didn't. Doug for the Brittany Cruz says James Bond. Lil Moody says, for young men and women wanting to own a gun legally, don't listen to Lex. Daddy in the Caddy says, I saw the video. The penalty for illegal possession of a pew-pew is not deletion. They chased him for several yards. In fact, that kid should have deleted them based on the video I saw. No excuses. Truthful D says, I see what's going on here. This is an AD and Molly, the Builder type of show. Folks looking for a viral moment. So is Dalton Etherly justified? I don't know who Dalton Etherly is. Jay Miller says, AD, if you walk past someone and they think you pickpocketed them, does that give them the right to pop you since you're usually armed? They could easily say you pointed your gun at them afterwards. Crash Out or Cash Out says they started providing aid and they moved the gun so it wasn't a factor anymore. Daddy in the Caddy says Chow was the threat based off of the video. No excuses, no exceptions. This was a mistrial, and Chow needs the penalty of life or deletion by the chair. Devin Tripp says people run because they're afraid, hence them running. Who's afraid of a person running away? Asian dude wanted to kill. Callie Mike in the building says the fact that I guess he meant to say just that. The fact that y'all are acting as if people don't lie is wild. Him having a gun is a problem, but getting shot in the back changes the narrative. Peter Bills, what up, Pete? Pistol Pete in the building. Shout out to Pistol Pete with the 50 ball. I appreciate you, bro. One of the things taught in weapon concealed courses and the law states, once the person flees, they're no longer a threat. It's no longer self-defense shooting. In the back, he probably tried to resuscitate because he feared being on the wrong side of the law. Shout out to you, Peter Bills. I appreciate you, big dog. A few more. Enos Luby says, I'm so done with this as a people. I have to sit here and listen to us not be accountable, argue semantics. 14 with a gun. We are in a sad place. Part 1. Johnny Mac 81 says, if was a fifth, then we'd all be drunk. Devin Tip says, Molly always bring up something irrelevant to justify dumbass talking point, hoping to stick. Zarek says Molly has an IQ of snot. Jay Forever says, someone called Ben Crump, Mr. Chow need to get sued. Crash Out of Cash Out says manslaughter didn't make sense for the case either. Mr. Cool Kill says Molly and AD are clearly Chud supporter. I haven't heard anything about the case. Folks have been quieting in the church mouse about that. Kim Lex Dub. Smooth Artist says, let me speak and don't overtalk him. Josh McLean says, came in late. Did Lil Bro ever back that strap out of the Chows? James Bond 300 says, Soul Sisters, Lex Brick Sanchez and Kim over Cold Sisters, Molly Q Titty. Devin Tripp says people lie to get off of murder all the time. The Context 407 says Michelin star for AD, Molly, and Quentin keep cooking. L for Slimmy. Lord be golfing says cause and effect, guys. Plain and simple. Daddy in the Caddy says Molly, Chow tried to save him because of regret. Callie Mike says we should be upset because they're letting us know that our lives are worth less than a bottle of water. A kid was shot in the back, which is a crime. Peter Bill says the store had no cameras in 2026. It actually did have cameras. They showed
have cameras, and the prosecutor chose not to show them in court. He chose to put lying witnesses on the stand.
Gary P says it never surprises me how we as a people will say, "Oh, shouldn't have killed that baby," but that boy would blow you away to get a come up. I encounter so many of this by as a Leo, and I'm tired. OG Kinda said how I rap is like I'm in the labs of science class. I want to see Slimmy neutrons. I got a blast. I'm out your class. And when you called my last comment bad, you put your lips on a fountain. And what came out? Glass. Yeah, I see you, OG Kindness. Spitting bars, part 2 of that. Next show, he going to be on camera with makeup and uneven foundation. Like the house is bad. Lyrically, I make chef's moves, but against you, I'm a bouncing past. You must have bought an ounce of grass. Boy, I'll pounce yo. Dude. Shout out to my dog, OG Kindness. Putting bars up. Bars. It's something you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Lightning says my birthday hit at 12. Shout out to all the Geminis. Sean Brewer says he is not innocent of stealing. Law says if you conceal something, that's stealing regardless if you put it back afterwards. Callie Mike says, so what about the fact that he didn't steal at all? Mr. Bogart says if blacks want to see a change, we need less single family homes, more non-immigrant blacks in local and federal government, not trying to be a celebrity. Devin says Anton a hypocrite and never stand on business. One says performative outrage. Lightning says, of course the judicial system is flawed. The symbol is a blindfolded woman trying to pick a side, right or wrong. LOL, and lawyers lie for both sides. King David Live says, I think the situation is about eliminating small businesses. Jay Mills says, y'all having concealed carries and still don't know the law is crazy work. Real Life PJ says, Dub, AD, Molly, and Q Diddy. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications. All right. I'm going to try to get all of y'all up here. I'm going to have 5 instead of 4. All right. We're not going to do no more. So let me go ahead and remove this link real quick because I don't want no more people to try to get up here when we got remove. All right. All right. We there. We going to go in order. So I'm going to go Fi Brown. Mr. Fi. Oh, Fi.
Hey.
La, la.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What up, Fi?
Y'all? What's up? Y'all hear me?
Yep, we can hear you great. What's the word, big dog? What's your thoughts?
What's up? How y'all? Thank y'all for having me.
Of course, all the time, big dog.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm a little mixed on this actually, but I ultimately agree with Kimberly the most, and I think she the most on. Yeah, I had some notes there.
You got notes. I like that.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, I agree with her. In South Carolina, they don't have first degree, second degree, or third degree murder or anything. It's just murder with malice intent or manslaughter. Like they definitely should have went with manslaughter here. Manslaughter, the definition with manslaughter, you just what is it? Manslaughter is unlawful killing of a human being without premeditation or malice. That's what this was. By him staying there, and remember he sat on the phone with 911 the whole time. He tried to resuscitate the young man. He what else they said he did? Yeah, he was engulfing vomit and all that, trying to resuscitate him and all that. All that shows like a lack of malice, and it was like accidental. And he actually was trying to save the kid. So manslaughter, they definitely should have went for. And I think Quentin said, yeah, they professionals. They've been doing it for years and all that. But this where Black Lives Matter and like being scared of the Black community come into play at. I think they were scared to go for manslaughter because a bunch of like no disrespect, but a lot of us don't, especially the liberal crowd, they don't want to read, they don't want to learn laws and that kind of stuff. So if they would have just went manslaughter, a bunch of Black people would have been mad, saying, "Oh, why didn't they go for murder? Why didn't they go for murder?" But manslaughter is a much lower burden of proof on that. So you would have surely got. Well, you would have had a much higher chance of a conviction with a manslaughter case versus a murder case. All that, because then with the murder case in South Carolina, since there's no first, second, or third degree, there's no wiggle room for error. So once you prove, it's clearly he murdered the kid. But once they prove, all they had to prove was the non-malice, which they did. So now it's just completely not guilty. So now, since you didn't go manslaughter too, now he got off. So it was like they went for the Hail Mary, the prosecution, and they lost. So, yeah. But if you went for manslaughter, at least if he got 5 to 10 years, and then he sat in jail this whole time. So he actually did 3 years. And I think Kim and I also mentioned they don't own the store no more. So us going down there trashing the store does nothing. And then even if he did own the store, like Anton said, insurance claim, now you give me the money, now I get up out of here and open up another gas station in another town where they just don't recognize me. All you got to do is lay low 3, 4, 6 months, if that, and buy another gas station. We're not even going to be talking about this. We're going to be mad about something else tomorrow. So it's just, yeah, like I said, I agree with Kim for the most part, out of everybody on the panel, but they definitely shouldn't have chased them out the store because it wasn't that deep. But I ultimately say the gun is the main culprit in this case. That's the main catalyst, because he never took his hand out of his pocket. So they was thinking it was a water, but it really was a gun. They didn't even chase him for the gun. If they knew he had a gun, they'd have just let him go. But they thought he actually took something, and all he had to do was take his hands out of his pocket or show what he had in his pocket, because he pulled out, like, what was it, 6 waters or something. They thought he still had a water. I know that was overkill to chase him out the store with the water, just over water. But if you don't have a gun there, we not talking about this case. at graduation or whatever, he still living today. None of us know about the kid, but by him being 14 with a gun, that's the conversation we not having. By him being 14 with a gun caused his death, ultimately, in my opinion.
Definitely know about the kid.
What you say?
Any thoughts or rebuttals to what Fa's saying?
Yeah, he said we didn't know about the kid. He's 14 with the gun. I think definitely know about the kid.
No, I'm saying we wouldn't know about him if he didn't have a gun because he would still be living. So this wouldn't be a case. That's what I meant.
I agree with
Understood.
Brown about the prosecution kind of trying to do too much, and that could have been why he was acquitted, because I think that they were just trying to go for the jugular, but they didn't find him to be guilty of murder. So I think it was on the prosecution, and that's not his fault. That's not Mr. Chow's fault. And I don't think that's the jury's fault either, especially if they're going with a murder case and the facts don't line up with murder. So I don't know. But yeah, I agree. He shouldn't have been 14 with a gun. The community refuses to have that conversation.
All right. Yeah, I say take the 5-10 years we would have got with the manslaughter case versus you trying to get him life or the death penalty, and then you swing for the fences and you lose sometimes.
I don't
That's a
know.
long time, though.
I
5 to 10
y'all keep
years.
just bringing
He
up
already did
manslaughter
3,
like
Molly.
it was like y'all keep saying manslaughter like it was like a slam dunk. That manslaughter would have worked too.
It would have just unlawful killing. That's by definition.
But you don't know that. You don't know that. That's an opinion. You don't know that.
I'm going off definition. You don't think they had a higher win percentage? If I, just going off the definition I just read of manslaughter versus the murder. Yeah, I think in another state murder would have flew because you got first, second, or third degree it could fall under, but South Carolina don't have that. Why they don't have that, I don't know, but just I would go for the short shot versus the lesser chance.
The definition, the first sentence, manslaughter is the unlawful killing of a human being without malice afterthought.
Yeah, and that's what this fell under, unfortunately. So
yeah, and I agree.
Well, with the evidence they had presented, it couldn't have. Otherwise, they would have. Like, I think if it made sense to do manslaughter, they probably would have, just to give him any type of time that they could. So I don't know. Maybe it didn't fit manslaughter.
I think it could. I think
For me,
these are all opinions.
From what I've
What
observed,
manslaughter is usually
what
manslaughter is usually applied to. Let's say, for example, I'm committing another crime, right? And somebody dies as a result of me committing a crime, but I wasn't trying to kill them.
That
usually would be applicable in manslaughter, is when you're doing something most of the time that you're not supposed to do, and then somebody dies as a result of it, but you didn't mean for them to die. So, like, for example,
I think that's what this was, Anton.
There's involuntary and there's voluntary manslaughter.
I don't believe that they were doing something that they weren't supposed to do. If you look at the closing argument of what the defending attorney said, and the jury agreed with him, it's not illegal to chase somebody out of the store. It's not illegal to chase it. They made that very clear in the case, is that regardless of how y'all feel and emotionally, morally, all of that, I played it during the Millionaire Morning Show. I played the entirety of it. It's not illegal. They at no point, regardless of how y'all feel, whether he stole or not or whatever, that could be, y'all could debate all they want. They made the case that it was not illegal for them to chase him. It's not. So y'all can get into y'all feelings if y'all want to, but they were not legally doing anything wrong. When you remove how you feel about it and you start looking at what was presented in the case, it's a reason why all of them unanimously found him not guilty.
If I was basing my opinion on feeling, I would say that they were wrong in the conclusion that they came to, and that's not what I said. What I said was, based on the charge that they were given or acquittal, they did what was right.
Yeah, I agree with coming out.
I got to pull you back because I got to get somebody
maybe
else.
maybe
Okay.
they
One more
didn't.
thing, AJ. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one more.
I'd like to say this. You guys are assuming that the jury.
Go ahead, Quinn. You maybe got a delay or something, bro.
I think he froze.
Yeah, my shit's been fucking up. That's why I just shut up. I think you guys are all assuming that these jurors think he did something wrong. There's a possibility that all the jurors think he was justified in killing this kid in manslaughter or murder. None of them are applicable.
Hey.
Just saying.
I'm just saying the percentage was the higher chance of a win was on the manslaughter case. I think they just should have went for that. But yeah, the one more thing, AD. I don't know if you saw, but the mom interview was I don't know, it was disgusting in my opinion. She gave like a shameless plug to her master's degree, and her son was just trying to find his way, and like it was crazy. If you seen, she said he wasn't a thug.
I'll probably cover it tomorrow.
Yeah, she said y'all smoked, drank, and had sex when y'all was 14 too. Y'all, it was bad. Just
Now
pull
we
that
know why
up.
you gotta go.
And she's
Right.
trying to sue.
That's
she said she got a master's degree, so her son wasn't a thug, as if that meant something.
Sounds like she was too busy trying to chase a degree and wasn't at home taking care of her kids.
I appreciate you, Fod. Thanks, bro.
All right. Information technology management. That was her master's degree, whatever that is. Just letting y'all know. But, all right, y'all. Thanks for having me. Appreciate y'all.
All right, bro. Genius. What up, bro? What's the word?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey.
How y'all doing? Everybody made good points. I ain't gonna stay too long. I think they went for murder because they tried to do too much, right? And the jury was hung up on malice because I think that's what they were debating in the back, right? And I think Chow understood the law that call the cops, let me shout this out while we're on the phone with 911, saying put the gun down after he shot someone, right? And I think the DA went for murder because the child was shot in the back. But no one mentioned that. Remember, when you showed the picture of the gun, he had a laser on it, right? The laser was found feet away from his body while he still had the gun in his hand. Now, unlike the movies, when you get shot and you're dying, you clinch. So he still had the gun in his hand, right? And with the compelling story that the defense attorney ended with, he convinced everybody that it wasn't no malice intent because Mr. Chow stayed, spit out the vomit, tried to resuscitate him. So I think it was like a 50-50 chance they could have got murder, and they lost because they wasn't able to prove malice intent, right? Now, yes, the facts are he went in the store, right? He didn't have cash. That don't matter. There's so many cashless ways of making a payment these days. Apple Pay, Tap, all that, right? And I think they shouldn't have chased him, even though they did. He didn't steal anything, right? He left the store empty-handed. And the only person that was in a position for self-defense was the kid, right? Because he's being chased by two grown men. I don't think the kid pointed the gun at them, right? It fell out his pocket. He picked up the gun because the gun, when they found him, the laser was not attached to the gun, right? Yeah, he had one in the chamber, and he was also the only person. Unfortunately, he lost his life. He was the only person that showed discipline when having a gun on him. Ain't that ironic? Because when you do go through these concealed carry cases, right? You are responsible for what happens when you make that decision to leave the house with a gun, right? The kid was shot in the back, That's why they tried to go for the slam dunk. I don't understand how I'm pointing the gun at you, right? And I get shot in the back. That doesn't make sense. You muted, AD.
Well, it's two people in the
It's two
situation.
people there, bro. He's
Right.
not directly pointing the gun at the person that shot him.
I got you, but they're chasing him
around it.
They're
I
chasing
don't know.
him.
Listen. If me, you, and Quentin are standing there, and just for the sake of conversation,
right?
You point a gun at Quentin, and I point the gun at you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you don't have to be pointing the gun at me in order for me to be pointing the gun at you. You could be pointing it at somebody else, and then I could point a gun at you.
In the phone call,
shot on the side.
In the phone call, he said the guy had a gun. He didn't say the kid pointed a gun at me. He only said the kid pointed a gun at me when he was on the stand. That's why they broke all that down and caught him in that lie, right? He said it's a guy with a gun. He shot, and you hear the dad, "Oh, put the gun down. Put the gun down." The dude understood the law. He knew how to make it seem like it's no malice. That's why they sent the letter back saying, "Was it malice? What does malice mean?" Since he stayed and did all that performative stuff after he shot the guy in the back, he beat the case. Simple as that.
Anybody want to push back or go back and forth with the genius?
I think it's crazy that you're asserting that this man had the forethought to know the law, apply the law, and think of all this stuff while all of this chaos is happening.
Well,
I think the fact that he shot at people
I'm
gave
going to shoot this guy. This is the law. Remember to do this. Remember to do this. Remember to do this. That's kind of. I think that's kind of.
He's dealt with the law before.
Exactly.
No, I didn't forget that part. No.
When he's a store owner,
that's not the point. The point is, this is a chaotic situation, and this dude is remembering all this stuff through all this chaos. And it worked out perfect in his favor. That's crazy.
14-year-old boy is thinking of all this stuff during the chaos.
So Quentin, right?
What's up?
Why did
I was
chase
talking to you. I wasn't talking to nobody else. I don't know why anyone else started.
We're not going to derail. We're not going. Come on, Brittany. Let me get it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Damn, I forgot what I was saying. They chased him 130 yards away from the store, right? When he left the store, he grabbed I think the wife slid him the gun while he was running out the store. Why'd you grab the gun if you just wanted to chase the dude?
That's not what happened.
So
They
why'd
were
you
in
grab
different
off the
parts
counter?
of the store.
In that video that you
That's
played,
true.
what did he grab off the? What did the Mr. Chow grab off the counter?
I saw him bend down, but I don't know what he was getting.
He did grab that gun. We said that earlier. He did grab the gun.
You said the wife handed him the gun.
He grabbed something off the counter.
He
like
did grab
the way
the gun.
it looked like he slid it and then was putting it in it and ran. That's what I saw, right? So if you chasing somebody for a bottle of water, why are you strapped? And I don't think they knew the age of the kid. South Carolina is an open carry state. So in open carry states, people walk into stores with guns all the time.
He's 14.
He looked.
I got
too
you.
What was
young
y'all
to have a
talking
gun
about?
legally.
I got you.
For whatever reason, y'all keep forgetting the part that he was 14.
I got you.
What
He's
did he
wrong.
tell you when he was 14?
I'm not justifying the kid having a gun.
Y'all
what I'm
are.
saying is,
When y'all ignore it, you justify it.
I'm absolutely not doing that.
It was illegal for him to have the gun on him as a child.
You're absolutely right about that, Molly. It's absolutely right. But just because he had a gun on him doesn't mean he should have lost his life.
It does, nigga. When you not supposed to, man.
What he got a gun for?
Some of y'all are crazy, bro. Y'all out of your mind, bro.
AD, he was shot in the back.
I don't give a fuck. He had a gun.
So why he just didn't knock the kid out?
He had a gun. I don't know if y'all missing that
It's the
part.
kid.
You
But he
not
shot him
knocking
in
a
the-
nigga out that got a gun?
He shot him in the back. How you just put the example.
Wait, do y'all think that this is Looney Tunes? What do you think that this is Marvel? You think that somebody is gonna hit somebody up the head with a rock and they're gonna go ding, and then fall over, nigga? What the fuck is y'all talking about?
Nah, not like that. But seriously though, like you could have
I'm
shot him.
serious. Is that the scenario that you play that you're doing to where somebody gets hit over the head or hit over the head with a bottle and they go ding, and they look at the camera and then they fall over?
It was 2v1. Anybody, the only person that was listen, AD, the facts
boy
are
was
this.
armed.
AD, the facts is this. It was 2v1. The only person that was justifiably in a self-defense the position was the kid. He left the store with no merchandise. So
he
the
had a gun, nigga.
I got you.
Ain't no
that only came
2v1.
that only came to he walked in the store with a gun. So
That's why he ran, because he had a gun, nigga.
Exactly. But it would have been better if the kid was in jail and not dead.
Well,
right?
fucked around and find out. He fucked around and found out.
The kid didn't have a gun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But like he
It's
shot
not
him in the
against
back. That's why they went for murder, not manslaughter. That's what
it's
I
not
think.
against the law to defend somebody else. Like you legally, the father legally had the right to defend his son if he felt like his son's life was in danger by somebody with a gun. That
Like-
was legal. In his defense, what he did, he was acting within his legal rights. That was part of the defense's argument, that he had the right to protect his son in that way.
Protect himself from him
Nothing he
having a
did,
gun or him pointing at him?
nothing the store owner or the son did was illegal.
Let me ask you
Everything they did was legal.
one question for you, Molly.
Shooting him in defense of his son was legal. Chasing after him was not illegal. What y'all mad for? The only person who committed a crime was the little boy for carrying a concealed weapon at the age of 14.
Got you.
He walked in there doing criminal activity.
I got you on
And
that.
then I understand why they thought he stole something, because his hoodie was heavy with something in it.
That bulge was in
And
his
they
hoodie when
found
he walked in the store. You saw the same bulge.
Right. So
They
why
even used that?
wouldn't they think that he had stolen something? He was already in that store for like 20 minutes.
He walked
Why
in
you
the
gotta
store
be in the
with the
store that long?
bulge.
First off, where
If
your
you look-
parents?
If you look at the footage of him walking in the store, that same bulge that he walked in with, he left with the same bulge. The video footage show him putting the water back, right?
But he still had a bulge in his pocket. So
Yeah,
how
but
would
he
they
wa-
know
but
that
he-
he
but
put everything
He
back?
walked in with that bulge in his pocket.
Yeah, I don't think they were paying attention to that. They saw his backpack, told
I
him to
got
get it
you.
on the
bulge
freezer.
right here.
Yeah, that
That's
bulge
what
right
I'm
there.
saying. Look
Look,
at
look, his
that.
book bag is on. He's taking it off. He's
Look
taking
at
it
the
off.
hoodie bulge, bro.
I see it. I see it.
Nigga, that don't look
Any
like a
person
fucking
from the
stole. You don't look
hood,
like you stole nothing.
you know what's in that hoodie pocket.
Nigga, just because he went and put it back. Nigga, look at that.
Pull up the picture with
That's
him.
when he
Pull
walked
up the
in.
video of him walking in the
What's
store. You're
wrong
gonna
with
see that
y'all?
bulge. That same bulge was on visible from the camera when he walked in. That same
Yeah,
bulge.
that's because we
Y'all
saw the
smoking, bro.
footage from them where they were standing. They probably did not see his pockets where they were actually in there. And then there were other customers in there. They had other things going on besides looking at that boy's pockets until he started stuffing things in his
I got
pocket.
I got one question for the whole panel before I break out. If he didn't try to resuscitate the kid, y'all think he would have got charged with murder?
I don't know. He was gonna get charged no matter what, because I think that it's the court of public opinion. District attorneys are under pressure from the people. They're not doing it just because. They do you and also when you talk about, I mean, not district attorney, prosecuting attorneys, these people are elected officials. The prosecutors are elected. They're not assigned. They're not guaranteed a job. They're elected. So they're, in my opinion, they are also compromised because they're doing this for their job, and they're not doing it because of whether they think it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. I believe they tried this case knowing that they wasn't going to get a conviction because they were doing the thing that they were doing what they thought that people wanted them to do, and not necessarily what was best.
Got you on that. I got you on that. And all I'm saying is he ain't have to shoot
I
the kid
think
what's up?
No, Devin put in the back in a legal expert.
He'll be up in a minute. He down there.
Knows what he's fucking talking about.
He back there. He'll be up in a minute.
He explained to them why. Well, I'm just saying he explained to them why manslaughter was absolutely not gonna. It didn't even apply at all. I don't care what y'all read off the internet. A lawyer from South Carolina explained why it didn't happen.
I got you on that, but I'm not making the argument that it should have been manslaughter, right? I'm making an argument of why they went for murder. It's because where the kid was shot. right? And there's also evidence that the kid fell and tripped, and the gun dropped. The laser fell off, and he picked up the gun.
This nigga had a laser on a fucking gun.
He did, yes.
I think it was a flashlight
or a light. The light on a gun, right?
Oh shit! On a loaded gun.
Already installed on the gun.
He had a loaded gun, and the genius wanted him to hit him over the head with a cell phone.
I don't think. I think that he pointed the gun at my son. Stuff. I think that's a lie. I don't believe that at all. I think
Then you said, the first thing you said when you came up here is that when he died, he had a gun in his hand, and that when people die, they clench.
Yes.
So why would he have a gun in his hand?
He picked it up
to die with it.
He picked it up. He dropped it and picked it up.
I'm asking when he went and he picked up that gun.
Yeah.
Did that make him a threat?
No, because he's running away.
Got you.
He's running away.
Got you. Cool. I'm with you.
You feel me? That's
No.
all I'm saying. No.
Okay.
Like
I love you, but I don't feel you.
If you running and you drop something and you got the opportunity to pick it up, you're not gonna pick it up.
A loaded gun.
Yes.
You gonna fuck around and find out, nigga.
Yeah, that's what happened. He found out, he lost his life. My thing is, they went for murder because he was shot in the back. That's all I'm saying.
They went for murder because they thought that they was doing what the people wanted them to do.
But it's also where the bullet was
went
placed.
for murder
He was shot in the back. He was shot in the back, guys.
So he can't get shot in the back for pointing his gun at somebody.
He picked up the gun. He didn't point the gun. I don't
think he that point.
Who are y'all to determine whether that boy pointed the
He
gun
did not point that
at
gun.
somebody's son?
Y'all saying that y'all don't believe it. That's not what was. That's not
what was said, but that don't mean that that's
he
the
pointed a
truth.
gun
So
at
you were saying you don't believe it. It don't mean
all
it.
of the jury.
But him saying it doesn't make it true either, especially on the testimony.
It does make it true because the jury just determined that it was true.
But he
Yeah,
backed
jury,
up.
like the case is done. The case is done. The thing is,
The jury said that he did it.
You're not.
No, the jury said that they was found not guilty for murder because of the only thing that they can go for. They didn't say nothing about him picking up that gun and pointing it. No, they didn't, because the son lied on the stand and reneged.
You think that they didn't? They found him not guilty because the boy was just running and he picked it up by mistake and he got shot.
No, I think the boy was running. The gun fell. He picked it up, and I think that the son was like.
So why would the jury find him not guilty? Why would the jury find him not guilty of that?
We already explained why they found him not guilty.
Because he tried to resuscitate him.
And it was because that was the only thing they can go for, and they couldn't prove that it was first-degree murder. They didn't mention because he pointed the gun.
Cool.
If they thought it was murder, though,
they don't even know that they proved him opposition. They literally don't even get it.
Y'all making it sound like he was murdered, but there's no evidence.
I'm saying that I don't believe that he pointed the gun. I think he picked the gun
There's
up.
also no evidence that he pointed the gun.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, the
It's evidence
genius.
he had a gun in his hand and in his possession as a 14-year-old, but nobody wants
And I
to
don't
talk about
agree
that.
with that. But I don't
Nobody
agree
wants
with
to
that.
talk about that. Nobody wants to talk
I'm
about.
saying I don't agree
He
with
got
you.
shot, and possibly before he shot somebody.
I think he was stupid.
Nobody's
I think
talking
the
about
gun
that.
fell, and I think anybody on this panel, if you drop something when you running, I think you're gonna pick it up.
Why
Do I
is
think
the
that
gun
I'm
in
saying
your
drop something.
pocket?
You talking about a
He
14-year-old
fell, and
with a
And
loaded
the gun
with
was
a loaded
gun.
pistol?
Yeah.
Stop acting like he
If
dropped
it's
something.
loaded and
Y'all
you have your DNA on it, yeah, you're gonna pick it
y'all
up. 'cause you
acting
don't
like
wanna
he
pick
dropped
it
his
up.
shot the
wallet.
son.
You acting like he dropped his wallet. He dropped a pistol that was loaded.
The chamber,
Exactly.
a bullet
So
was
if
in
my
the
handprint
chamber.
is on the gun, I'm gonna pick it up so it's not still on the ground, just in case the cops come. I don't want
No,
this gun that has my fingerprints on it to still be
Brittany,
on
he's
the ground.
14. He's not thinking about all that.
I can't say what he was thinking. He picked it up, so I can't say that. He
He
evidently
probably
picked it up.
picked it up
because he had a
to
gun.
use
He
it
was
because
running and it
you have
failed.
guns on you when you think you're gonna have to use them.
Molly, he
If
was
we're
running.
saying
I'm
that
never
he's
gonna have a
pointing
gun
it,
on me if I don't feel like I'm in a situation where I
I
might have to use it. This
I just don't
14-year-old
think.
should have been in school. He should have been
I
at
agree with
home.
you.
He should have been
I
in
agree with you.
sports.
Baby genius,
His
I gotta get some
mother
other
was
people
a
up here,
bad
bro.
All right, man. Yo,
mom.
it's my son's
There's no
birthday. Can I
argument
just
there
wish him a
because I
happy
agree with
birthday?
you.
Happy
Yeah, look, go ahead. Wish your son a
birthday.
happy birthday, big dog.
No. I want y'all to wish him. I'm gonna wish him happy birthday.
Oh no,
all day today.
I was gonna do it anyway, but I don't know if you had something that you want.
Nah. I just, we watch you every day. So my wife watching in the room. So
Oh, shout out to wifey. Shout out to son. Son. Hey,
Hey,
what's your
y'all.
son's name? What's your
Happy
son's
birthday.
name?
His name
Genius.
Genius. Yeah.
Genius.
Happy birthday,
Yo,
Genius.
Genius
Hey,
Junior.
Happy
Happy birthday, big
birthday.
dog.
Appreciate it.
Hey, man,
Thanks for
listen.
having me.
Genius Junior, we love you, bro. Thank
Genius.
you for lending your father to us so that we can use him for content.
All right, peace. Love everybody. Peace.
All right, Genius.
Happy birthday to him.
Devin. What up, Dev? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Wrong person. I'm gonna come to you, Vapors, in a minute. Devin, what's up, big dog?
What's up?
Slow motion. What's the word?
Nothing much. Yeah, crazy enough, the guy actually lives within like running distance from me.
Yeah, I was hearing you say that.
Yeah. So just I'm here, but at the same time, I'm not here because I stay away from all the chaos, so I'm not too part of it. But yeah, I dropped stuff in the back chat where pretty much where they said that the man and the guy that's in the video is kind of even on the side of he wished something more could have been done with how the case was tried, but he was saying how manslaughter wouldn't fit this case, and I think people just don't understand that that just because you wish you could doesn't mean you can unless you have it matches the elements, which it didn't. My biggest thing was the thing is when it comes to legal wise, he didn't break the law legally, and everything that brings into a defense, like with chasing the kid, even on the stand, they says it wasn't illegal. So for example, they were talking about how he chased it, and they were talking to the detective, and they asked the detective like, so chasing somebody out of the store, is that illegal? And he was like, no, it wasn't illegal. So that whole thing with Anton's bringing up where he can go protect his property, figure out where that person is going and follow him. That is 100% the case. You can do that here in South Carolina. I don't know how it applies to everybody else, but you can do that here in South Carolina. And what he didn't grab the gun off the counter, he already had the gun on him. He should be locked away with this holster he had. It was ugly. He had one of the big leather ones that have a big flap over it. But he already had it on them. And as you see, as he leaving the store, the gun was holstered. He wasn't leaving with a gun in his hand. It was just on him as his day-to-day carry. That's what he does. And I think we brought up the case with he's done this twice already. Well, the first time the reason why there were shots because the person that stole from him was saying, I'm going to my car to go, I'm gonna shoot you up. They pretty much they threatened to shoot him. The second time there was the guy was stealing and assaulted Mr. Chow, and that guy was actually found guilty. I know for sure was found guilty in the court of law on his part. So even if you went to say, what about bringing these instances of what happened in the past? They couldn't because they always portrayed Mr. Chow as the victim, and one of the guys before was found guilty. So it's like we like that. I think we want to say it's not right. It's not right. It doesn't sit well with me. But at the same time, it's like the law is the law. Like we feel bad because maybe he should have gave him a chance. He shouldn't have chased him. Yeah, that was one of the things that was brought up about you probably shouldn't chase him, but it wasn't illegal to chase him, and and that's a full stop. And the scenario is that the gun was pointed at his son, not him. So you would then have to determine at what angle, where everybody was to say that he was. So saying that he was shot in the back is irrelevant because the gun was still, based off what was presented, was pointed at his son. So saying it was pointed at his back it doesn't make any sense because it doesn't dictate who was where when it came to the area of where the shooting took place. So that's another thing that you there's a lot of assumptions in the case that doesn't come to fruition or prove itself. But what we can prove is we have somebody from my understanding, what was said in the courtroom is he didn't have money to pay for anything. He had a gun. The bulls that we saw was that was the confusing part, was thinking that he stole something when it was just a gun, when it was not just a gun, it was the gun. And then the gun was And so in the last point, I'll wrap it up with this. They couldn't plus the video I think Quentin saw in the back chat, which was one of the biggest issues was the making the kid feel human. They couldn't make him feel human was because of all the stuff he was posting online and the negative image he portrayed out into the world. So it was like, so when you like say, oh, he was just a kid that was doing all these great things, you couldn't do that. And I think that also didn't help his case. Will help this case of convicting him because they couldn't portray him as some just innocent kid. And that's part of the case when it comes to, you know, appealing to people's emotions and trying to get them to see the way you see him. So just the lay of the land when it comes to all that is it pretty hard. It's going to be pretty hard to convict this man for something when, you know, technically the law was on his side in every aspect.
Yeah.
And like outside of, you know, just black and white, but like even the perception of, you know, like I said before with the other stuff. So I'll leave it at that.
I've got questions, 2 of them. You said that he shot at the chick who was going to the car because she said, I'm going to my car to like get a gun or shoot you up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he shoot her while she was driving away? Like that's when he shot into the car 6 times?
I mean, I'm not gonna make up and say I know for sure. I just know that I know for sure that there was a threat, and that's why then the shooting occurred. I'm not 100% sure of the timing of that.
Okay. And then it was actually the defense attorneys that had them not bring up the previous shootings because they thought that would make him look bad. So
I mean, you're not supposed to bring in previous things in a court case that's irrelevant in the first place. Like that doesn't
know
happen.
what you're saying, but I'm saying the defense purposely did not want it put in because it would make him look bad. Why did they think it would make him look bad?
Because then at that point that's another trial that you couldn't really litigate and then throw out facts because it's just going a whole completely different path. So when you're talking about like resources and time and what you're putting your time into, that would have been another explanation, 30 minutes, hour, whatever people didn't want to spend to explain something in full detail because you just throw a random statement out there. That's not
It's not a random statement. Those are facts. And the reason that they didn't allow it in is because it would have shown a pattern.
A pattern.
No, they didn't let it in because it would bias the jury.
So I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. It would have biased the jury, which would have made them think that he has a pattern of doing this.
Their words matter.
But the bias would have been because it would have made it look like he has a pattern of doing this.
Or there's a pattern where he's always being taken advantage of in the store, and people come to threaten him, and because he maybe doesn't live in like the I didn't even look at
the prosecution was the one to get it thrown out, but it was the defense, and they did that for a reason.
I mean, yeah, but that could have went both ways because at the day, like I said, the second one for sure, the guy had got a guilty conviction for breaking the law, but they don't put that in there when they're explaining it. They're just like, oh, he did this 2 other times, or maybe he's just a sitting duck within the community where people are taking advantage of him.
Well, if they were
in a bad neighborhood,
being a sitting duck, then that's where the whole we called the cops 200 times. We had, I think, facial recognition software in the store because of that. They have pictures on the wall because of that. So, I mean, those things show that this has been a pattern. So it's not like anybody's confused about the fact that people have been stealing from his store.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's just from hood stores in general. I can go to any hood store and you see a whole bunch of pictures of people stealing that can no longer be in there. That's not abnormal, and it's not abnormal for store owners of any establishment. Is at least here, they all have guns. Like I don't know. If he did everything he did was legal, and I know people don't like it, but justice was served.
I think the bigger thing is you would I think you're losing the plot if you want to sit here and fight him and argue with him when it's the law. What you should be doing is saying we need to adjust the law or fight for some type of change because this is what the law allows.
Well, that was my statement, that we as Black people, instead of getting upset about these kind of things, need to learn the law and participate.
Yeah,
That's
I
too
agree.
much work. It's too hard. I'm telling you, if that was the case, we would have more black lawyers like old dude who was the defense attorney. It's too hard. They don't want to.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
They don't
difficult. It's
want
also
to.
not true.
They don't even leave 5 to 10 minutes outside their neighborhood to do anything. They don't want to. They want to cry. It's easier to cry and probably sue the state and just be a victim. Although your hood rat son is posting guns on the internet in the same hoodie, he had the gun in his pocket, going in somebody's store. Now son ain't coming home because he should have been home to begin with.
Yeah.
But it's always gonna be the non-black person's fault. Always.
Yeah, and I think it's low hanging fruit to also say that he was doing everything else afterwards to be performative. I think like you don't know that. Like you really don't know that. You don't know his heart. You don't know his intent. Like maybe he like for sure. I don't want to do this, but I have to do it because at the end of the day, like what we've been saying, I'm gonna pick my son over I pick him. 10 times,
Every day, all day.
11 times out of 10, I'm picking him than over like I'm picking my son over him. So we gotta.
Sounds like a good dad to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we gotta come with like bigger arguments with things that are fact based rather than what we feel and our perception, because that's not going to win the case, and that's why he didn't win it. That's why he didn't go to jail.
All the black community got is a tow up gas station. Another one.
Yeah. When if you were smart, I would have been honestly the first thing I thought about. I was like, dang, I should probably go see if he wants to sell that thing on a low.
All right, Deb, I gotta get a few other people up here, big dog. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, bro. Vapors. What's up, DJ Vapors? What's your thoughts?
What's going on, family? How y'all doing? You already know why I'm coming. You know what I mean?
Shout out to you, big dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Missed y'all, man. Missed y'all. Oh yeah, Miss Sanchez, I need you to smile. You've been on this panel all night. I ain't see you smile yet. There you go.
This was a heated discussion.
I feel you. I understand. All right, let me get right to it. I gotta say, I agree with Anton on this one. I feel like it's in direct correlation with black fatigue. I think the message is we gotta do better, and I'll go as far as it has a lot to do with the Trump hate that's going on currently. I think this is all a trickle down. Slimmy. Yeah, all this correlates, man.
Nigga, Landro playing don't be worrying about me. Fuck.
You got it. But I mean, it's just gonna keep it real. Like, you gotta do better, man. We've been dodging a lot of the criticism and the stereotype, and then we blame it on other people's morale and values and stuff like that. We just can't move like that. We can't continue to move like that, and we're gonna continue to take a loss every time. And if you're gonna steal, man, at least steal some alkaline water or something. Get your electrolytes in your system. You probably run faster. I don't know. So yeah, that's where He's attempted to steal, and I think what would actually happen with that, I think his spot got blown up. I think he was attempting to do something, and when that lady approached him, I think it blew up the spot. He got a little nervous. He started to, rethink it, and he just ran out of there, not knowing that that was going to be the repercussion, the consequences.
Oh, I just got a quick question for you. What does this have to do with Trump?
Well, the social construct right now is crazy. And because of the Trump hate, black people don't want to be held accountable. I'm around black folk all the time, man, and I hear a lot of Trump hate, man. Like I'm just gonna be honest. And
But
they blame
what is
everything
this
on
this
Trump.
situation? What does this situation have to do with Trump though? People being mad
Accountability.
about a boy, people
I
being
said
mad about a boy
accountability.
being killed. So accountability is only when Trump is in office. It has nothing to do with just people overall. Like that just this
No, it's
hasn't
the
been something.
ideology, is the mentality that
So
that
we
we're
shouldn't have had
taking.
this
So it's
mentality
like
before
it's
Trump.
turning to arrogance. The Trump hate is turning to arrogance because we don't want to take accountability for what we produce and put out.
Wait, so if I feel like
even
somebody
go further to as far as I feel like this came from a single parent home. This young man that
so what does that have to do with Trump?
Again, Slimmy, I'm telling you, like it's all a trickle down. Like it's the atmosphere, like what's in the atmosphere, the conversations. Whenever I hear people talk about Trump, they blaming everything on Trump.
What?
When you go back to Obama and when he was in presidency, nobody says nothing about what Obama did.
Yeah, that's
Now
not true
that-
because people was pissed about them bathrooms, dog. They was mad, so that's not true.
That wasn't until the end. Like
it happened at
that
the end, but
didn't
people
start
was
come out
pissed.
to the end when Trump was
Well, he
running for
did it.
president. That's when the
No, he did it at the end, but people was mad like when it was happening. People was upset, like immediate.
Yeah, but they wasn't
Immediate.
vocal though. They wasn't vocal. They not vocal like they is with Trump. I hear
Nah,
the vocal.
you're not telling the truth now.
What?
Nah, you're not telling the truth now.
Bro, I'm from Baltimore.
See, this is what.
Bro, like,
wait. This is where I have a problem with people start conflating too much stuff. Like this shit don't have nothing to do with Trump. This been an issue way before Trump was in office, where black people get riled up by things that are happening in trials. This happened with what's the dude that got beat over the head by the police, Rodney King. It was riots in LA. So this has nothing to do with Trump. Trump was probably somewhere filing
but
for
it has
bankruptcy
something
at
to
that
do with
time.
the energy. Well, how you gonna say that when
Well, because what you're saying is what you're trying to conclude is that black people being upset about things that have been happening for decades is they're ultimately blaming it on Trump. Nobody is talking about Trump with this because they know that this is just a case of an Asian man who got away with killing a black dude in some people's eyes. That has nothing to do with Trump. Like this literally has nothing to do with Trump. You trying to, I don't even know how you
understand
did
like
that.
how the energy works. Like the energy right now with the Trump hate is creating delusion. People are in delusion.
People were in delusion when Obama
correlation
was in
with
office.
Trump being in presidency.
People were in
I'm telling
delusion
you,
when
I hear
George
the
Bush were in office. This is the thing. You have to realize that the media is the driving force of the people because the media controls most people's thoughts. The media is the ones that are telling folks like, "Hey, we about to have a protest." Like if nobody hears about this case, there's no protest. But the media starts pushing it forward.
Man,
That's why.
like,
Well, hold on, Vapors. This is why I was trying to tell Anton when he said what he did about like it's always around election season. Well, it's being pushed. It's only one way to do that, through the media, which is in direct workings with the government. All this shit is synonymous. It's not. It's a well-oiled machine that they've been doing this since the beginning of time.
But see, now you conflating.
I'm not conflating at all. You're trying to make it seem as if black people are upset because Trump is in office, and this shit is gonna happen no matter who the president is, because the media is the driving force behind it. And there's no way you can deny it because most people didn't hear about this.
The gas prices. They don't even understand that.
Well, the president is in charge of when we go to war.
I'm talking about educated people.
So
people
gas prices, people are gonna be mad at him about that.
I have
people gonna be mad about that.
People that have degrees, career jobs, like regular jobs, and they are saying stuff like this. They are blaming gas prices on Trump.
And they should, because he's the president right now, just like they should blame it on Biden. Biden is when inflation started. You're gonna always blame the gas price. Wait. They are the head of the government in our eyes, what we see. So the president is always going to get blamed for inflation. He's always going to get blamed for stuff like that. That's nothing new. They're going to blame George Bush. They was blaming George Bush. They blamed Bill Clinton. So what you're saying is kind of, I don't understand exactly. And I'm not really trying to go at you, but I'm just not, it's not making sense. I just want you to substantiate this.
I'm substantiating it by the energy, because you have to factor in that because people are not accepting of Trump and what's going on, that they use this in their everyday life. They carry this energy in conversation. It may not directly come out Trump, but when they speak on Trump, like you could tell, like the emotions and the feelings that they feel towards Trump and what they think is what's going on due to the economy and the social construct. They blame everything on Trump, and they blame it on the politics. People don't even realize that we are black Republicans. We were first black Republicans.
So nobody blamed politicians before Trump? Nobody was complaining about any of this shit when Joe Biden was in office? Nobody was complaining about Obama. Nobody threw shoes at George Bush. Nobody said George Bush don't care about black people. Nobody said none of this shit until Trump was in office. God damn it, those were other presidents that people complained about. They gonna always complain about the motherfucking president.
This is the hypocrisy. There's no
there's no hypocrisy here. You just wrong.
We got so much Trump hate going on right now.
No. The Trump hate, literally, you brought that into this discussion. This has nothing to do with Trump. You wanted to push that agenda. I get it. No. I understand. Y'all like to push an agenda about Trump. Nobody mentioned Trump until you got up here. You was wrong. And I told y'all, when y'all come out that motherfucking chat and y'all get up here on this big stage, I'm gonna cook your ass. You ain't gonna be able to substantiate shit.
Okay,
y'all always talking that shit in that motherfucking chat. Y'all always talking that shit in that chat. Y'all always talking that. Oh, they some dumbasses up there on that panel. And then when you got your ass up here, you got your ass cooked.
Hold on. So let me also mention black fatigue. So how does black fatigue?
What does black fatigue have to do with anything? Substantiate.
Because a lot of people with the black fatigue, that's what I'm talking about. With the black fatigue, they don't take accountability, so they blame it on everybody else. Hence Trump. Like things like when it comes to gas prices.
Empire's not gonna be happy with you, DJ Vapors.
Say what?
This boy.
You're not representing an untouchable empire well, DJ.
Wait a minute, man. You up here rapping fatty like this? Hold on. Where Fatty and Ali at? Get this nigga.
I got a bag chase his head on. Don't do that.
Get this nigga back over there, man. Hold on, Fatty. He ripped. I know, man. Damn. He misrepresenting y'all. He misrepresenting y'all.
No, don't move the goalpost. Let's stay where we was at.
Ali gonna be mad at you, boy.
I see more and more every day. People are not taking accountability. They blame everything on everything else going on, besides what they doing and how they.
I hope you take accountability for this ass whooping.
Nah, you ain't doing that.
Don't blame Fatty in them. Don't blame Fatty in them. Don't blame them, because they'll come up here. They gonna cook. They gonna hold their ground. They gonna be able to substantiate.
Slimmy, if I was the diagnosis, I would say you have effects of black fatigue. If I would say myself,
you say what?
You have effects of black fatigue.
I have effects of black fatigue. In what way, sir?
Like for instance, like when you talk about conspiracies or like You'll bring up some of your conspiracies and how you feel the government is doing this and that. And like some of that stuff is like it correlates to black fatigue. Like it's
in what way? You got to substantiate. You have to link this. You have to make I
would have to remember that.
Hold on. Well, let me explain. Let me explain something to you. When you substantiate an argument, what you have to do is you have to be able to explain it like you're talking to a child. So
you're trying to strongman the argument. See,
I'm not trying to me like how you strongman anything. I'm explaining to you how to substantiate. No.
Just substantiating. You glossing over what I'm saying. Well, you're not picking up.
You didn't say anything yet. You didn't say it. I'm trying to figure out how do you link me feeling effects of black fatigue to me not trusting the government.
Because some of it is like you overcompensating. It's like you're putting so much on the government that is like when does the people come in accountability for what they do? They put like when it comes to politics, like they're putting people in office and they're voting. Like, how you going to complain about the stuff that's going on in your community? And
I don't. You don't hear me complaining about stuff like that.
That's not
what I complain about is why does the government go to war and do things for Israel? So just tell me how that relates to black fatigue. Because if I'm talking about Israel and our linkage somehow, how we always doing stuff with Israel, like how we're forging our military with Israel's military right now, what does that have to do with black fatigue? So you have to be able to substantiate that.
And what you just said, this has always been going on all along. It's always been war going on. Like
Josh and Chris, I'm coming to y'all next.
Wait, sir. No, I asked you a specific question. You saying I have effects of black fatigue, and I'm asking you how me not trusting the government and our relationship with Israel, even though we found several times that they've spied on America, they've sent spies over here. They've done very, very, very egregious things to Americans. They've celebrated when the towers were crumbling, and they were found, and that's also a fact. Like, this ain't nothing I'm making up. They were found. Well, hold on. How does that relate to black fatigue?
Vapors, if you want me to fight Slimmy for you, I got you, big dog.
No, stop. You stand down,
AD,
please, sir.
No,
we're not doing that. We're not doing it. You can't say this nigga no.
AD making a point though.
No.
Exactly
he making a point because he said he gonna save you.
You moving the goal.
That's not what I didn't say. I didn't say nothing about. I didn't say nothing about saving.
He making a point. If you want me,
say that, Slimmy.
He making a point because he want to help you, nigga.
No.
You gotta stand on. You gotta stand on 10.
I didn't say that.
You called me out. Stand on 10. Stand on 10. You called me out. Stand on 10.
I didn't say that, Vapor. So
you said you want to help him out.
I said, do you want me to get him?
So you trying to save him? So and he said,
No,
that's not what I said. You can't make this shit up. I told y'all motherfuckers when y'all come up here, y'all was gonna get cooked. That's why we don't do no more smoke shows, because y'all niggas ain't good.
This is black fatigue right now. You saying you could?
No, this nigga fatigue. Niggas in the motherfucking chat. You niggas suck.
Look, man, I'm sorry about your Cavaliers too, man. But listen, we got.
No, you complaining. Get your Baltimore ass up out of here.
All right, Vapors, let me get somebody else up here.
Yeah, nigga, get up off the wire, nigga. Go ahead, Stringer Bell. Get your ass up out of here.
Slimmy
came up here, got his ass cooked.
Slimmy a bully. Slimmy is a bully, number one.
That nigga called me out.
Slimmy is a bully.
I'm a bully because a nigga said something to me. I'm the bully because the nigga said something to me. I just asked him a question.
Slimmy is a bully. And
nigga said I'm black fatigue.
Chat, I got y'all back. I got y'all back, chat.
That nigga said I'm back. I'm black fatigue. I'm black.
I got y'all back. I got y'all back, chat. Right. I'm not listening. We not listening to Slimmy. Josh, if you got something for Slimmy, to let him listen.
Please,
Josh. Please, permission to unleash on Slimmy.
Get your ass.
You got it, bro.
Hey, yo, what's good, Kano?
What up, Josh?
Man?
Josh, if you just so happen to have something to say to Slimmy, you got my permission to go.
Nah, fast. Nah, usually, bro, I'll be super chat trolling my son Slimmy because my son Slimmy be having me dying up here. But we just went to the barbecue just now. My son Slimmy big, bro. I don't know what he was talking about.
Man, no, fuck what Slimmy talking about. Don't fuck what Slimmy talking about, bro. You have man. Listen, you ain't even got to talk about the case. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you disagree with Slimmy, you can say it right now.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. The facts on the case, though, and I ain't gonna lie. This one of them things, like, for real, it don't even matter because it's open to shut now. You like, bro, already got the verdict and everything. Like, you already out there. But this one of them things, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I could understand all aspects of it. You feel what I'm saying? I could understand Mr. Chow. I can understand Cyrus, bro. I can understand the son. Because in a situation like that, even though he chased bro 135 yards, Like if you book something from my store, bro, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm running down. But I also understand what everybody else was saying. Like, yo, if you run somebody down and you shoot them in their back, like you can't really call self-defense. But on the other hand, he wasn't really calling self-defense for himself. He calling self-defense for his kid because he's saying that bro was trying to off his son. And if somebody trying to off my son, I'm gonna off them first. That's just how it go. On the same breath though, I can understand little bro, or what's his name, Cyrus. I can understand him because like just come because I'm from Brooklyn. You feel what I'm saying? I grew up in the Stop and Frisk era. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was hot outside. Like it was. I don't know what type of neighborhood he in, but it sounded real familiar. You feel what I'm saying? Like we was going to school like in New York. Like when I was growing up, I don't know how it is now. Like you got concealed laws out there, everything now. But in the 2000s, 2010s, bro, you get caught with a strap, you going down for not only the strap, but how many bullets is in the Beretta, how many is in the chamber, the clip, everything. So whoever had it on them, they was moving like Superman outside. So people was going to school, even myself. And I come from a good 2-parent home. You feel what I'm saying? Just good kid, Mad City, right? So I'm going to school with a taser. I'm putting mine in the corner store. And some of my men, they had the pocket knives on them. Some of my men had bats tucked away around the corner. Like it's wild outside. So if little bro is going outside with the strap on him, I understand because it's treacherous. I get it. I'm not saying he should have ran. Look, hold on. I'm not saying he should have ran down in the store, shot up. I didn't look at the facts of the case. If I'm going with everything that everybody else was saying, the other brothers when they came up here, as well as what y'all talk about,
You understand it
like,
because you was rebellious, not because it was a right.
Nah. I'm saying
You just
I
said that you
understand.
came from a good home.
I did, bro. I did, but you also had the same thing with everybody up here. Like
You
August,
you
for them. Hold
justified
on.
it by first qualifying stop and frisk. Stop and frisk was for criminals, not for people that was raised in good homes.
No,
You
but
were
what was
not.
happening?
You were
No. What was happening
no.
was this though. Hold on, wait. You gotta let me land. What
Only
was
reason
happening?
they was
Hold
able to
on.
clean the streets up was because of stop and frisk.
That's two things to be true at the same time type of scenario because like when it was going down like that, it didn't matter. Like if you was from the age of like 12 to like 22, at that time in the towns, if they saw you outside, you was driving the cars, you was getting pulled. It ain't matter where you was at. It was
Don't
like
matter if you get
I'm from
pulled over if you don't got nothing on you.
Nah, but I'm saying, like, nah, you're right. But at the same time, it ain't matter. Everything was green light. From the D's, the undercovers,
Right, because
blue
they was
code,
getting the
whatever.
criminals off the
It was
streets.
green light on everybody. So it ain't matter if you came from the suburbs. It ain't matter if you came from the P's. If you
Right.
was in between, like it was. If you was young and you was moving around, you was black. You had hair, braids, waves, whatever. Like it was
So
green light
basically,
on
if you was
everybody at the
doing some
time.
shit and getting involved in some shit that you wasn't supposed to do,
Nah,
you was
you ain't
carrying a
even had to.
taser.
You ain't even had to. You ain't even had to be on them.
You were such a good boy. You was carrying a taser.
I got robbed, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got
What'd
robbed,
you get
son.
robbed for? How
I
old
got
was
robbed
you?
from I was 14. I got robbed from my touch. Facts. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was going. I was no. This is a real story. This is a real story, bro. 2011. Nah, I'm going on facts. This why this is real shit, bro. I'm going to school. I'm dressing my church clothes, bro. I had a game the next day. Facts, bro. I'm about to hop on the bus. I'm about to cross the street. Bro, pull up on me like, yo, what time is it? Should have known better. I pull out my phone. Told him what time it was. There's a mob around me, bro. I'm about to get flipped everything. I'm about to get jumped everything. I had to get
So
a phone up. I ain't gonna lie to
now
you.
you started
So after
bringing
that,
the
I'm like,
taser.
yo, I'm not getting my like you gonna have to get it off me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I was moving. That was my mentality at the time. I'm not saying it was right, but what I'm saying is, and
So here's
I'm not just trying to
my
keep it on me,
question.
but I'm correlating
Here's
because
my
I
question.
understand where little
Here's
bro
my
coming from.
question. I'm gonna bring up Chris next or Chris last. Here's my question. Which side are you on when it comes to the case though? Like
When it comes to the case, even though I do think that Mr. Chow definitely could have got something in lines with manslaughter. I think he definitely if we just going by the law of the land, he should have been off. If we going just purely off the fact, if you take the color off, if you just looking at two stick figures and you looking at the case, is Mr. Chow. If we going
well,
by the facts,
you don't really have a position.
nah, I don't. I'm saying I don't have a position, but I'm saying like I could understand why he got off, and I could understand it from every
Fair
aspect.
enough.
You know what I'm
Fair
saying?
enough. Fair enough. Any thoughts? Anybody got any replies to Josh?
Spurs in 6.
Hey, yo, bro. Yo, matter of fact, now I'm about to cook you, bro. You was talking crazy. You was talking mad crazy about the
Who?
Cavs whole year. Torn you
Women?
too, bro. Torn you
Who,
too. You
me?
not safe. Yeah,
Nah, I was
both of
never
y'all.
talking about the
Both of y'all.
Cavs the
No, no,
whole
no, no,
year.
no, 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 no. First of all, Detroit, y'all was wilding the whole year. All that K nonsense. Got first team over my son Jalen Brunson. Fraudulent. Y'all lost to the bum ass Cavs, bro, with James Harden, Old Dash, and Donovan Mitchell. Ain't never did nothing. Some of y'all came through. We came in y'all crib with size 15 Timbs on. Stepped all on y'all couch, moneyed y'all whole shit, left the refrigerator open, used your bathroom, left pee on the seat, bro, violated your whole set. I don't want to hear nothing about no Cavs, bro. Don't come over here wave
I
riding
said
the
Spurs in
Spurs.
6.
Don't come over here. You wave riding the Spurs because we
How am I
decimated y'all. You
wave
know what
riding
I'm
the
saying?
Spurs when
You
all I
not
said was
nowhere
Spurs in
near San
6?
Antonio, bro. We not trying to hear none of that shit right now, bro.
Well,
Cavs
guess what?
garbage.
Guess
We ain't trying
what?
to hear none of that shit. You not
Spurs
in
in
San
6.
Antonio, bro. You not in San Antonio, bro. You not
Spurs in
jagging none of
6.
that. You not jagging Wemby. You not jagging none of that, bro.
I don't even
We
think you in New York
barbecue
right
bake
now.
y'all.
You ain't
We
even in New
bar.
York right
I'm
now.
across. Nah, I'm across the bridge. Don't even worry about it, baby. What you talking about? I'm across the bridge
Oh,
right now.
okay.
I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away. What you talking about? You feel what I'm saying? I could get you one of these hats live and
I
direct.
definitely don't want
I
that
could get
bullshit.
you one of these hats live and
Get that
direct.
bullshit out of here.
You definitely need some help over there, baby.
I
You
definitely don't want
definitely
that.
need some help over there. Cause this shit, we ain't going nowhere. This gonna be every year belt to ass every year. Torn, y'all not safe neither. Facts, bro.
Spurs in 6.
Hey,
Spurs in 6.
Quinn, y'all disappointed me. Y'all disappointed me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas. I wanted y'all niggas. Shay, it was gonna
Hey,
be
nigga,
clip for him
chat,
too,
nigga.
bro.
Chat disappointed you,
Shay,
nigga.
it was gonna be clip for your boy Shay too, bro. My son Jalen Brunson over everything. My son Jalen Marquise Brunson put some respect on his name, bro. Y'all
Wait,
wilding right
what?
now. Y'all wilding right now,
How
bro.
you know that
You know what
nigga
I'm
middle
saying?
name?
Don't worry about it, Slimmy. Don't worry about it. Worry about your bum ass guys, bro. You're not trying to hear none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Knicks and 5, you heard?
This why I hate this why I hate
Knicks
Knicks
and 5,
fans,
you
man. These
heard?
niggas pop out when they
Knicks and
win. They
5, you
can
heard?
only pop out when they win.
Knicks
Them
and
niggas
5,
been
you
quiet
heard?
as fuck.
Knicks and
Them
5,
niggas
you
been
heard?
quiet as fuck
Yeah,
the
we
whole
ain't worried
season. I
about
ain't
that.
seen a nigga
Yeah,
named
we ain't worried
Josh in
about
the
that.
super chat
Yo,
about the
Brittany, what's
Knicks
good,
all
baby?
year.
You
Then
been
this
a
nigga wanna
pleasure to
talk
the
some
show.
shit.
Yo, Brittany, you been a pleasure to the show. You've been a great addition. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, Miss Sanchez, you looking good
Thank
as
you.
always. Great energy. I love it. You feel what I'm saying? Keep my son Slimmy in check. Make sure you don't go too far with the
Brooklyn.
Rays. You know what
Impossible.
I'm saying?
Impossible.
Molly, Molly,
Impossible.
Molly,
Impossible.
Molly.
Impossible.
Don't let the chat get on your ass, good baby girl. Don't even worry about it. You perfect the way you is. You feel what I'm saying? Hey yo,
Thank you.
Kimberly, because I don't want Quentin to get on my ass. You feel what I'm saying? Put Kimberly. We love the choker sisters, you heard? We love choker sisters. You understand what I'm saying? Keep being you. You feel what I'm saying? Don't let
Focus
Slimmy get
session.
on your backs like that. Slimmy, I'm here, bro. Slimmy, I'll check it whenever, man. You feel what I'm saying? Gotta get you a
Yeah,
check,
you about
man.
to
You know what
check
I'm
out,
saying?
nigga.
No, don't worry about it. I'm gonna
Chris
go
on
back.
his way.
I'm gonna go back
Chris
in the
on his
stands.
way.
Listen, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back in the stands. I'm gonna go back in the stands and I'm gonna spectate. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep supporting the program, but I just had to come here. I was cool until you said something about the bum ass Spurs because you're bum ass Cavs. You feel what I'm saying?
It had nothing to do with the
You should let
Cavs.
it rock. I
But you
came
got
up
but you
here. I
gotta
came up
realize,
here.
but
I
what you
came up
don't
here,
realize,
bro.
what you
I
don't
came up
realize
here and
is it
showed you
had
bare
nothing to
love. You
do
feel
with
what I'm
the
saying?
Knicks. It
I
literally
came
it
up
had
here
nothing to do with the Knicks. I already said I thought the Spurs was gonna win. I already said that.
because we
It had
barbecue
nothing to do
bait
with the
y'all
Knicks.
niggas. Because we
It had
barbecue
nothing
bait
to
y'all
do with
niggas.
the
You
Knicks.
had nowhere else. Who else you gonna
It
pick?
had nothing
You
to
gonna
do
ride
with the
with
Knicks.
the niggas
It
that
had
just
nothing
robbed
to
you,
do
bro.
with the
That
Knicks.
came
It
no
had
ski
nothing
mask,
to do with the
no ski
Knicks.
mask, bro. We
It had
brought you with
nothing
no
to do with
guns.
the
We
Knicks.
beat
I've
you
been
up
said the
straight
Spurs. I
hands.
said the
We
Spurs
beat
were
y'all
going
up
to win.
straight hands.
It had
We put
nothing
up
to
on
do
y'all
with the
block and
Knicks.
we beat y'all up straight hands, bro. Y'all went back home to your mothers, wound up,
Well,
black
guess
eye,
what?
looking like Martin
What? This,
in that
wait,
one
wait, wait, wait.
episode of
Guess
Eddie
what?
Hearn's
Guess what? Guess
Pinkster,
what?
bro.
Guess what? Guess what?
Who else
This
you
is
gonna
this is
go
what you.
for,
No, no,
Slimmy?
no. Wait.
Who
This is
else
what
you
I
gonna
know.
go for,
This
bro?
is when New Yorkers be going too far, nigga. You weren't playing that motherfucking game, and neither was I.
It don't matter. I've been
No, it
watching
do
it.
matter.
Nigga, it don't matter, bro.
It
Because
do
you was
matter.
going
You
hard for
going
the
too
niggas all
hard.
year. Now it's because I I don't play for them niggas. Of course, the losing the niggas is not in the finals is gonna say I don't play for them niggas. Of course, you don't play for them
No,
niggas.
I was saying that when we
If you
beat
did,
Detroit. I literally I said this when we beat Detroit. I said this shit don't make. I'm not in the game. I
That
don't
was
let
y'all
these.
championship. Y'all being Detroit was y'all championship, bro.
That wasn't no motherfucking championship, nigga.
Anton, I
What the fuck
can't
is you
believe y'all
talking
let them
about?
niggas on the hook, bro. Anton, I can't.
That wasn't
Y'all
no.
niggas disappoint me the most, bro. Y'all disappoint me the most, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas. Y'all ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro.
Spurs
I'm
in
not even
6.
trying to curse on you because you trying to get my son X on the bag. You feel what I'm saying? But bro, you gave me out of character, bro. Give me out of character, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go back in the stands though. You can bring my son.
Oh
Y'all can bring the
man.
next guest up though. You know what I mean?
Hey
You know what I mean?
Josh, shout out to you, bro. Hit me up, man.
Nah, shout out to y'all, man. Yo, you know what I mean? Rest in peace. Even though he was violent, rest in peace to Cyrus, you know what I'm saying? Free Mr.
Yeah.
Chow. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler at y'all, man. Y'all be good,
All
man.
right, Josh.
God
Thanks,
See
bless.
ya.
man. We rock with
Nah,
you, bro. That
nah.
shit was hilarious, nigga. Chris, what up, Chris? What's the word, big dog?
What's going on? What's going on? You hear me?
Slow motion, man. How you feel, bro? What's your
Yes, sir.
thoughts?
Shout out
It's
to the
Chris
panel.
Cunningham.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Oh
What's going on, Slim?
shit! Hold on, everybody gotta hold on. No, we all gotta get on camera. You gotta get this man his dream moment.
What's
going
up,
on?
Chris? What's your thoughts, bro?
I sent you an email just now. I want to review
Yeah, I
that video
seen
real
it.
quick.
I seen
All
you
right,
talking about the
so
picture.
the picture you already showed. I'm glad you showed that. And
Yeah.
I sent you a video about him walking into the store and him shuffling what he's doing in the back corner. What made everybody be alert on high alert.
Okay. I gotta find it because I ain't in my email yet.
You want me to resend it to you?
No, I'll find it. Mm-hmm. Well, what was you about to say in the meantime?
So in the meantime, before you pull that up, I just want to say that, you know, the community, like you always been saying, the community is cooked. Like we have to do better with our little kids, and he shouldn't be walking around with a pistol. You know, anywhere in the United States, 50 states in America, it's the law is you got to be 21 to purchase a weapon and to be licensed, right? So no 14-year-old should be walking around with a gun, walking around. We hear too many stories. You report them every single day. You know, kids shooting at other kids in the back, right? So nobody gets angry when other kids shoot other kids in the back. Now, if you fast forward a little.
What part? What part?
Keep going. Right here. All right, now go back. Freeze frame it and zoom in on it at the top left.
At the top left?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can zoom in any more than I already was.
That's the closest you can get.
Yeah, that's as best as I can.
If you look closely, right, he's shuffling, I guess, fixing his pants or whatever he's doing. It looks like he's either taking the gun out or putting the gun in his pants, and where it makes the lady, you know, be on alert and to go back to where he was. Okay. So if you look at it, his hand is still in the pocket. And this is where I kind of, you know, disagree with Kimmy is because yes, he takes everything out and he puts everything back in, but he confronts the lady, or the lady confronts him with his hands in his pocket, right? So regardless if you put something back in there, why are your hands still in your pocket? So you're making the scene already to make it seem like you already got something in your pocket. So she would be wrong if she would have went in his pants, in his hoodie, and took out whatever was in there. Now we all know that there was a gun in there. That's why he had his hands in his pocket. But at the same time, if you already had that type of weapon on you, keep your hands out. Nobody gotta know that you got a weapon on you. You know what I mean? It's like, so you bought that type of energy to yourself. Now, if you go out of there, right, when they start chasing them out of the store, you could have stopped, right? You could have stopped, and they could have been like, "Yo, what you got in there?" And if you would have told them like, "Yo, I got a handgun on me," they would have backed up. So being strapped or not, because I live in Texas, so we walk around here strapped or not, and each store has a penal code on there. So if you have a license or no license, it's up to you if you want to go in there. So if you go in there and somebody say, "Yo," and they call the cops on you, you can potentially go to jail or you know, get a fine, because that's a misdemeanor, depending on the penal code level. But I know in South Carolina they really don't have one like that. So by him chasing him out the store and him taking off, you know, it's he kind of did it to himself, you know. And you know, I know that we live in a single parent epidemic. You know, single mothers is raising little boys trying to be men. You know, it's the blame is on the parents. It's not really on him. shooting a little boy. He was just protecting his son and protecting the store. You know what I mean? It's how many movies we watch. Even if you go back to the movie Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, you see how diabolical we are. Even in the movie, we're diabolical. And you want to put it in real, and you want to put it in real life. This is who we are. And now every culture, Chinese, Indians, whites, no matter what, they that's how they look at us. You know what I mean? So if you want to change something, we got to change now. And I don't know how everybody is on the panel. I'll be 40 in January, and I got a 16-year-old son. You know what I mean? So it's I have to be cautious and I have to teach him to, like, yo, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I mean? I got 2 daughters. I got to teach, and I got extra son. So I got to teach him to where, like, yo, it's not safe out there to be acting like this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even like show that type of energy in my home, and for my kids to act like that, because the times that we are in now, it's even worse. You know what I mean? So God forbid I am at work and I come home and something happens to my kids, I'm gonna be devastated. You know what I mean? Our first reaction is to protect our kids.
Yeah.
So it's we just gotta be better as we gotta promote more men to stay in their homes. The women gotta stop acting like they could do it all. They gotta be a little bit more submissive. They gotta be a little bit more understanding, especially when they picking these men or men picking these women to have kids with them. You know what I mean? And then that's how it's a domino effect of everything. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Anybody got any thoughts for Chris? Anybody got any pushback or piggyback? Any back?
The only thing I really agree with is that we do need to do better as parents. Even if, and this is just my opinion, even if you don't have children, you can reach back and mentor. I've raised children that aren't mine, that have no relation to me, that just because I care.
100%.
Huh?
I said 100%.
And so I just feel like if we all do our part, because I mean, we see that parents are failing. We see that we still need the village. At some point, we got to stop talking about it and be about it. And I feel like if you're not going to be a part of the solution, well, shut up.
Any other thoughts? Anybody else?
Yeah, Mr. Analytics gonna have to come back on screen.
What you say?
Mr. Analytics. 2, analytical. Y'all won 2 games out of 3.
Nigga, I ain't say that shit.
Nah, I know you, but your coach did.
Dumbass coach. Wait. No. You're not gonna affiliate with no doofus coach said to me. Like, I don't got nothing to do with what that motherfucker said. He a dumbass.
You ride for that, man. Stop playing. You ride for that team.
What?
You
ride wait. You motherfuckers gonna come up here and y'all gonna start telling some truth. Nigga, I'm the one that said that motherfucker was garbage. I said the coach was trash. I don't ride for him. What are you talking about?
You was on
come up here making up stuff. No.
James Harden coming over there. AD even said himself he over there stealing y'all money, and you accept that.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with me?
You allow that to happen, man. Not you.
I allowed the Cavs to make a trade on a professional sports team that I have no affiliation with. Just play in my city.
You despitefully the Cavs for the string. You are, Slimmy.
Boy, y'all come up here with some desperation.
That's all right, Nixon.
You better focus on Molly. This ain't what you want. You gonna get cooked.
Shout out
you gonna get cooked.
Thank you, Chris Cunningham.
You gonna get cooked. I ain't got shit to do with them Cavs.
That is your team, Slim.
I said I just cheer for the team. I don't even like the players once they leave. I'm on record.
All Cavs. Do the Cavs this, the Cavs that.
Nigga, I got one Cavs jersey. Nigga, everything else I have, it say Cavaliers. It say Cleveland on it more than anything. What are you talking about?
You got
all Knicks. You didn't even have that shit on at the beginning of the year, nigga.
Bugging. I've been a Knicks fan since '96. Crazy. You know how old I am? Bugging. You can make that face all you want to.
I don't understand what this has to do with me. I've been a Cavs fan my whole life. Touche.
No, you got it.
I know.
All right, Chris. I appreciate you, bro.
All right,
thank you, bro.
See ya.
All right, homie.
I mean, you better be careful, niggas. Is on your, they're on your 12, nigga.
All they could do is talk about. You see, they only talked about the Cavs because the Cavs was losing. They seen that motherfucker get cooked talking about politics or whatever else he wanted to come up here talking about black fatigue. Them motherfuckers ain't touched none of that shit. They ain't say a motherfucking word about nothing else. They started talking about the motherfucking Cavs. That has no relevance to me. You want to talk something with some logic, we could talk about that shit. But you know you're going to get your ass baked. Pause.
I
started the shit with Josh, though. Because I said Spurs in 6.
I got the Knicks, man. I'm rocking with the Knicks.
No, they about to lose like 3 or 4 games straight, man. They toast.
Nope, you're wrong.
Wemby had a bad game. I think Jalen Brunson, I don't think he's going to be able to play like that again.
He's been playing like that for 12 games straight.
You'll see.
I'll see what.
Those some taller guards than what he had been facing. They stronger, they faster.
So it don't have nothing to do with the Knicks defense, the coaching, none of that. Wemby just had a bad game.
Nigga, we had Mike Brown as a coach. The fuck is you talking about?
So Slimmy don't like no coaches. Slimmy don't. Okay.
We had Mike Brown as a coach. He was the coach of the Cavs.
Y'all shouldn't have lost him. Y'all should have kept him there. Because
No,
obviously,
right?
Well, the Knicks
he a decent coach.
Nick, no, he a great coach. He got the Knicks.
They got a lot of
first year on the roster. First year on the roster.
They got a lot of big salaries over there.
Nope.
They got a lot of big salaries over there.
First year on the and they kicking ass and they taking names too. They kicking ass and they've been whooping ass and they gonna prove my point right too about the East. Y'all been hitting from the East, nigga. The East is stronger than y'all niggas, and I kept telling y'all that. And y'all, oh man, this is the real championship. All right, we gonna see. Knicks gonna putting belt to ass out there, nigga, and it wasn't even close. They had the niggas number. They had the niggas number the whole time.
You jumping out the gate for the Knicks. You didn't even jump out the gate for the Pistons.
No, I always rooted for the Pistons.
You didn't even jump out the gate. You didn't even jump out the gate like this for the Pistons.
I'm objective.
Jumping out the gate for these Knicks.
No. I'm objective for call a spade a spade. The same way that you just said I root for the Cavs, I'm a root for my home team. The same way that you just said that you root for the Cavs, I'm going to root for my home team. But I'm also objective enough to call a spade. When we looking at this, me and you. No, I ain't talking about just what you said. I'm talking about historically what we've been talking about on this panel. You argued me down for 45 minutes trying to convince me how the West is stronger than the East. Y'all pulled up statistics. Y'all went back and forth. I said that they had a greater winning percentage historically. And you start going into this season. You start going. Yes, I did. I said that the East got more championships than the West. I said the East got more championships than the West. You told me no.
That's not winning percentage, sir.
Told me no.
That's not winning percentage.
You told me no. And so I said,
I didn't tell you no.
What data?
I backed you up.
What data do you got?
I backed you up.
I said, what data do you have? Because the East and one more championship.
Nigga making up stuff now.
And I also said that the Knicks
is capped out.
I said I ain't capped out. That's what I said. Everybody was there.
No, you said you didn't say that about what data do you have. That never came out of your mouth.
I said that historically the East has won more championships. So what data are y'all looking at that tells y'all differently? You change the conversation into being a seasonal thing and battling back and forth as far as the West versus the East. That's exactly what happened. And so I said, this is how you know I was right. This is how you know I was consistent. I bet Quentin that the East was gonna win the championship.
We know that, but that's not what happened, AD.
I bet Quentin that the East is gonna win the championship. We got money on the line. So I'm rooting for the Knicks, nigga. I'm consistent. I'm rooting for the Knicks. I said that the East was stronger. I said that the
happened.
East was stronger than y'all think, and that whoever come out of the East was going to win the championship. Quinn told me otherwise, and so that's what I'm rolling with.
Well, what I'm saying is you jumping out the gate for New York after one game, and you didn't even do that for the Pistons. That's all.
I've been rocking with the East in general for the entire playoffs is what I'm saying. It didn't matter if it was the Pistons. It didn't matter if it was the Cavs. It didn't matter if it was the Knicks. The Knicks just so happen to be the ones in the championship. I'm rocking with the East. I think that the East is going to win the championship. So how am I not consistent? That's why I bet Quentin before the playoffs started.
I didn't say anything about consistency, sir. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I don't know how you switched to the Spurs, but I feel you.
I didn't switch to the Spurs. I said the Spurs were going to win from. I told Quentin the whole thing started because I told Quentin that the Spurs were going to win the championship. That's how the whole conversation started. The whole conversation. I said I think the Spurs going to win it. What you talking about? I ain't switching nothing up.
Okay. Any
Quentin,
other thoughts?
Quentin, didn't the conversation start because I said the Spurs was going to win?
What you talking about?
He don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking
Weeks
about.
back when we was talking, when we had the whole big discussion.
When he thought that
the whole conversation took place. The whole conversation took place because I said I think the Spurs gonna win. They were still playing the Timberwolves. That series wasn't even over.
We don't remember that.
Oh, my computer been fucking up. My shit been freezing all night.
We don't remember that, nigga.
That's when y'all made the bet. What you talking about, AD?
We don't remember you saying nothing about that.
That's how the conversation started. Because I said the Timberwolves, OKC the Thunder hadn't even started playing the Spurs yet. That's how far back this conversation went.
I seen you riding with the West once the Cavs got their ass beat by the Knicks.
No, I've been
and then you next thing you pick the West.
I don't ride with nobody. I don't ride with nobody. I'm not riding with anybody.
You didn't like the fact that the Cavs had got Belt's ass.
No, that I've been picked the Spurs. What are you talking about, Anton?
Okay.
I ain't just no.
You picked the Spurs against Quentin against Quentin's team.
No. They hadn't. I picked the Spurs when they were still playing Minnesota. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay.
When y'all initially made the bet, it was still in the regular season. So we can go back that far.
So what are you talking about?
So I can go back that far. That's when I will start talking about the Spurs. When Wemby had that real crazy ass, I said that motherfuckers might not lose.
Okay.
So that was before the playoffs.
No, me and Quentin was picking our picks before the playoffs. You was rolling with the Cavs. That's what you was rolling with. And I don't blame you because that's your team. You picked the Cavs because you was rolling with them.
I never picked the Cavs to win no fucking championship. Now you just straight up lying.
I said
I never picked the Cavs to win the championship ever. I said the Spurs was going to win.
Because I was like, no, I said in order for the Cavs to even have a chance, then y'all needed LeBron, and then you can start getting emotional about that.
No, I never got emotional about anything. You just you just keep trying to bring up emotion.
No, that's what I said, and you had got emotional about it.
I didn't get emotional about anything.
When I said that the Cavs need LeBron in order for them to win because he's the king.
Spurs in 6.
That's how y'all felt. That's why you got emotional. Because you said that LeBron wasn't relevant in Cleveland. And I said, how is he not relevant? And he's the only person that ever gave y'all a championship. He blessed y'all. And not because y'all deserve it. He was a chosen one. Not because you deserve it, but because he chose to come back and bless y'all. And y'all are disrespectful to the king.
Spurs in 6. I've been saying the Spurs,
and that's why. And y'all, you're nothing unless y'all do right by Bron.
What?
Not Donovan Mitchell. Nobody can save y'all. Bron is Cleveland. They need to change it to the Bron. They need to change it to the LeBron Cavs, nigga.
Man, whatever drugs you was using.
Ain't no what drugs I'm using. They should change the name of the city. They should change the name of the team to the LeBron Cavaliers.
What?
Or the Cleveland LeBrons. Either one would be fine. I like the Cleveland LeBrons better.
This is lunacy.
It's not lunacy. He the greatest thing that ever happened to y'all city. He's the best thing ever. Yes, he is.
The best thing that happened.
When we think about Cleveland, we think LeBron. We don't think
the best thing that happened to Akron.
We don't think
Akron.
We don't think about real estate. We don't think about industry.
Akron.
When you ask anybody on the street, if you ask anybody on the street,
Akron.
What's the first word that come to your mind?
Akron.
If you say Cleveland, they're gonna say LeBron.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They're gonna say LeBron. Nobody thinks about rock
and roll. Stop, Anton.
Nobody thinks about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when you say Cleveland. If you say Cleveland, if you stop for anybody on the street, I'm about to do street. I'm doing street interviews tomorrow. Just because I'm doing street interviews tomorrow, and I'm not gonna cut them. I'm just gonna play it straight out, and I'm gonna say, let me give them a list of words. What's the first thing you think of? Cleveland, LeBron. They're gonna say LeBron. Facts.
It's 2:30. Y'all have a good evening.
Let me read these super chats and see what's happening.
And then there was 4.
For me to not make no money on this platform and to be treated like a stepchild is crazy. I take no profit from this platform. I divide it up with the crew, and I get treated like the redheaded stepchild. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's okay though. It's okay. No worries. Super chat's coming right on up.
Shout out to Mr. Chow.
J Pitt City says, once you touch a gun, you are no longer a kid, and you have now entered into grown man territory. Glass 444 says, I'm getting a massive migraine. This wild, Joe. Real life PJ says, I'm losing my motherfucking mind listening to these excuses. Y'all want a man to go to jail for illegally defending his property and his child. I would have done the same thing if a person had a gun pointed at my child. Jadian says, people defending armed criminals until they or their families are victims of same criminals. Like teens ain't robbing and killing people today. Check out Chicago. Lil Moody says, the moment you reach for the gun, you are a threat. F. Jackson, it says, if someone breaking your house and you chase them down, isn't that illegal because they're no longer a threat? How is this legal to chase? J Pitt City says the kid was 14. The kid was 14. Calling the cops would have done nothing. He's locked up for 2 days and back out to terrorize the community. Yeah, blessing. Simeon Haley, what up, says Mr. Pow, 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 Pow. Slug Bruce says, Dred Scott case, we are not looked at as human. IB Breezy says, or Brezzy says, it is illegal to purchase someone a firearm if they're fleeing. Oh, I'm sorry, not purchase. It is illegal to pursue someone a firearm if they're fleeing. That is a violation of stand your ground laws. Smooth art, yeah. Let me be quiet. Smooth Artist says, bro, I think you actually vaporized your brain. Blicky Ricardo says, Slimmy think he cooked the Slow Be More dude. Blicky Ricardo says, Slimmy, you on word salad type timing. Daddy and the Caddy says, Slimmy cooked DJ Vapors like a Michelin chef. The Genius, shout out to the Genius, says, Q, I was the best caller. Let me on the show, big dog. Blicky Ricardo says, son from B more a bit labored. Let me see what else is going on here. Daddy and the Caddy says, 80, don't put your cape on for ninjas. Stick to the bops. Blicky Ricardo says, yo, AD, what the F is son talking about? He a chaser faker. King Diaz says, shouts out to the beautiful ladies. What up, King Diaz? Blicky Ricardo says, bet on Black Chow out of pocket. What? Dirty Woman says, gotta shout out Josh for representing my state. Go New York, go New York, go. Nixon 4, 3 more to go. Daddy and the Caddy says, Slim, Josh put his Timbs on you. Gotta spin the block, big dog. Only Just Commentary says, Chris Cunningham saying wise words, respect. Blicky Ricardo says, Cavalier Slimmy, stop lying. DJ Vapor says, pack Slim up, AD. He talking that cinnamon doo-doo. Chris Cunningham says, sweep, 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 sweep. Nixon 4. Saturday Night Beater says, Slim, if we really love him, we can let him go. Hashtag LBJ. LeBron James. Anybody else? Any other thoughts before we get up out of here?
That was fun. I like that people got to come up and see what it was kind of like. Not really, because we weren't all going at them like we go at each other, but they got a little taste.
I don't think you realize some of those people have been here before. It's not that they're.
I didn't say that they hadn't, but I'm just saying, like, even if they have, the people in the chat may not have seen that before. So I like that they can see. People don't just step up and say all that they talk in the chat.
It was fun.
Oh, do y'all like this format better? Do y'all want to change anything?
I liked it. Thought it was fun.
Yeah, maybe make space for people to get their individual thoughts out instead of everybody yelling at the same time.
Y'all grown. Well, I gotta make space when y'all grown.
Understood.
Text each other in the background. Hey, I want to say something real quick. Call each other. Hey, I want to talk to you for a second. I don't know. All right, it seems like everybody liked this format, so we'll see what happens. Let me see. Let me sleep on it, and then I can come back and have. I don't know. Maybe I can come back and either improve it or keep it the way it is. We'll see what happens. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Back to back.
Rest in peace to the little boy, though, because that is a child. So my heart does go out to the family, but y'all have to make sure y'all kids don't have guns. That's it. That's all.
All right. Molly with the final thoughts. We out. Peace.